you talked about being in Lambeau, so maybe that's why you want to talk about curds. Yeah. I'm sure you ate several cheese curds.
Yeah, cheese curds. Yeah, it was delicious.
All right. Anyway, this show, Heavy Radio Show, man, is called
Never Forget.
Never Forget. And I forgot. Yeah, I know.
Funny but respectful.
Never forget. Funny but respectful, man. So we're gonna be funny, folks. We're gonna crack a few jokes. We're gonna make some things happen. But obviously, today is a representative of our.
Years it's been?
17.
It's been 17 years, man, since 9/11. And man, I mean, there's a lot of people that lost their lives, and we respect and honor those folks today.
I think it'd be cool to give if we can. At some point, give our accounts of the day. We remember that day. I think that'd be kind of cool.
What we were doing.
Yeah, let's do that.
That happened a lot today, as a matter of fact. Hey, man. So, like I said, guys, I'm Moose, aka Big House. Not freshly showered. I paid for 2 of these shirts actually. My T-shirt.
I guarantee it has a logo on it.
No, the white one. The white one does not.
Oh, it doesn't.
No, the white one does not. But the one underneath that does. And hey, man. So that one voice you hear, man. We're in the air, by the way, tonight, man. At Sticks at 361.
Indiana.
That voice you hear.
Judo chop you.
The male voice you hear, man, that's smooth and crooning, man. That's the star of the show, the one, the only LGZ Mbaku.
Yes, I'm back, fresh off my trip to Lambeau, see Bears and Packers, man, and you know, it was probably the game of the weekend as far as just the drama and the excitement. I mean, you really couldn't ask for a better game. I know the Bears took it on the chin, but I will tell any sports fan, if you one stadium you have to go to is Lambeau Field. Like, I am highly impressed with the people, the fans. Like, I when I left, I told the people of Lambeau, I still hate the Packers, but I love Packer fans.
Okay, well,
I love Packer fans, man. I have no beef with Packer fans. They blew my mind with courtesy. I felt like I was gonna get out because I've never met so many friendly pilgrims in my life.
I still have not seen that movie.
What is going on?
What happened?
She said she has yet to see Get Out.
I haven't seen it.
What?
I'm not a movie guy.
Y'all have a homework assignment for next week.
I'm not a movie guy.
But you have a homework assignment to watch.
It's on cable too.
It's on cable. Like, you have a homework.
Is it on Netflix?
Next week it's on. It's on something.
But it's on Netflix.
And by the way,
then I can watch it whenever I want to.
Terranium TV was shut down today. They said those who watch a lot of y'all Fire Sticks went dark today.
Sad.
What happened?
Terranium TV was shut down today.
Well, yeah. How's that? I don't know.
Somebody shut it down. I mean, it just got seized up. But don't worry. For everyone that pops down, 4 more pop up. It's like ISIS. You know, you get rid of one, hell, another 2 or 3 pop up.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's cool. Everything gets a 2-3 year run, and then just be patient. Another one will pop up.
You will be able to steal television soon.
Soon.
I mean, which I think is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
You know, if you own a business, you don't want people stealing your stuff all the time. And that's the funny thing is that people don't understand that. So you have a lot of people, you know, sometimes I'll have mints in my office, and somebody will come to my office and they'll get 12 mints. I'm like, can you get 2 mints? Oh, well, man, I need 12. I'm like, no, you need 2. They're not free mints. Right. They're mints for people, yes, but they're not, you don't get, you know, a third of the bag, right, you know, because it's sitting out there. I don't think people quite understand that. Hey, man, I tell you what, man, Heavy Radio Show, we also have the First Lady, man, the current First Lady, right?
Yeah, she might be gone.
Yeah,
the current First Lady, man, in the house. Man, she's here. She's been pretty consistent too, by the way, folks.
I mean, 2 years strong almost.
And she's run EMC.
Hey guys, happy Tuesday. This is just, I love it. The weather's perfect.
Yeah, this is like great weather.
So
nice,
last week 2 weeks ago, maybe it was last week. I was so hot I thought I was going to throw up. It was just so hot outside. And now it's beautiful. So this weather can stay, even though I know it's not going to. But here we go. We're going to try.
Yeah, this is a good weather because you can wear a sweatshirt, you can wear shorts. You wear a variety of different clothing.
And be comfortable.
And be comfortable no matter what you put on. Like, you good.
Well, that's true. True story. Hey, man, we're in the air, so for sure you're going to hear a bunch of sights and sounds of the city, man. We're in Naptown. for you outside folks, man, it's Indianapolis, Indiana, USA. Hey, man, so today we're going to talk about the meltdown that Serena had, man, at the U.S. Open. We are going to talk about hey, Juicy, what was that one? It was something you said I wasn't aware of. It was a story you said, something you said. I can't remember what it was. While you're thinking about it, we're also going to talk about the fact that
The shooting in Houston.
yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, that was wrong.
Well, and I'm aware of that one, but yeah, that was so a police officer walked into an apartment, the wrong apartment.
Wrong. Yeah,
shot.
no, I did hear about that.
Yeah, and then hey folks, I don't know if you guys heard about this or not, but there was a situation where someone in the federal government wrote an op-ed, and they wrote
To the New York Times.
They wrote the op-ed pretty much outing several people in the cabinet and the presidency and whatnot. Nobody's come clear. Man, they are reeling over
Yeah,
that.
I saw it on Bill Maher this weekend.
And then I saw a picture today of our president, Donald J. Trump, as he was walking into the September 11th memorial for the folks in New Jersey there. He was doing a double fist pump, and a lot of people didn't really like that. So, man, we got a lot to talk about. You guys ready? And then there's much, much more. Obviously, I've run that news. We have news you can use. We have
Brews and reviews.
why is it all like?
It's a Dr. Seuss book.
I need to write a rap about it. Brews and reviews and bruh.
Tell me why you mad.
Tell me why you mad, son. All right.
Also, man, I would like to add another segment. Just a little brief review.
What is
We ain't have a fancy name for it yet, but since we do the show here at Sticks, I think we should review a cigar, man, that we get while we up here or something like that. Real quick,
That was a
if
huge
y'all
bug.
could have saw the bug,
That mug was the
Then-
size of like a small rodent.
it was
Like a
the bug the
pterodactyl.
size of an actual quarter. Why does bugs so small fear us large humans? That's part one.
Well, I didn't fear it,
But the face-
I didn't like it on me.
Yeah. Then the part two is, it's amazing to me how the universe is so humongous and you choose to be right near me as a tiny insect. I never understand that. Like, you got all this land,
That's
all this
true.
space to do and be where you want to be, but you choose to fly around where I'm at. I never understand that.
I'm sure that in the insect world, you equal food. And
Yeah,
liquid.
Or we give off pheromones and stuff
You're
like
giving
that.
off some kind of funky smell that they like and all that kind of good stuff.
Weird.
Yeah. Yeah,
By the way, I listened to It's Okay to Be Racist, that show.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very good show. It was funny, and there was a few things we talked about, man, that I thought were interesting. Which is weird because when I listen to our show after the fact, sometimes I laugh at things that I miss on the show when I'm on.
Yeah. I mean, there's always things you miss because sometimes you might be doing other stuff, or there's a lot of integral things we do behind the scenes. But not really.
Did you say integral?
Yeah.
That was poignant.
Yeah, I like
Always use those words like that. That integral thing you said was poignant. I said thing though. That integral point you made was poignant.
Yeah, I like that.
Did you like that?
Every now and then I have to throw a word off a run
I appreciate
to
it.
show the Gary public school system is halfway decent.
Heavy Ears Radio Show, man. We up in here. All right, guys. So the first thing we're gonna talk about, man, Serena Williams was in her 23rd Grand Slam. I want to say 23rd. I could be wrong.
24.
24.
No, she was trying
She's
to win
going
her
for 24,
24.
right? And so she made it to the finals, and the young woman,
The black Japanese woman.
well, she's not. Yeah, she is black.
she's still a
Japanese,
tan, like,
yeah.
or something. Yeah.
She's a chigga.
What?
That's funny.
A Japiga? Maybe I don't know. But so anyway,
I'm on board now. I understand.
Anyway, she
Ron, you can't say
wanted
that. Still
to.
too close.
She wanted to play Serena
I
in the
understand.
finals.
Yes, she
and ended up
did.
playing Serena because it's her idol.
That's her idol. That man's crazy. Go ahead.
And she was beating her.
Yeah, she was winning.
She was beating her.
Serena
by-
was rallying though. Serena was
But
rallying.
as Serena's rallying. The coach has been seen. I'm not sure who's watching the coach because I feel like he was behind the center court judge. But the coach is like telling her kind of where to move. somebody sees it. They got it on film, even, by the way.
Yeah. He admitted to
He said, I was coaching. Somebody sees it, and then they give her a warning. So now she's frustrated. She smashes a racket. They give her a point reduction. Then at that point, she's totally mad.
But I think you're kind of, in fairness to Serena, you kind of, by telling the story in the way you're telling it, there's a lot of things that you're kind of leaving out to make it seem like it just went from this to this to this.
I mean, but
she was frustrated because she felt like, first of all, let's be clear, coaching happens. Everybody coaches,
right?
Everybody. So it's not just Serena. So I felt like she was being singled out by this official who has had issues in the past. And Serena, to be fair, never cussed him out, never used profanity, never do anything. And then she also made the point that men wouldn't get treated like this, which now automatically it went from now all of a sudden a call that was a letter of law to now it's sexist. So we made that jump.
Right.
Because now she said, so now you got the women who all power behind Serena. Because Serena and Beyonce are like, you know.
Wait. Serena, Beyonce, and the Duchess of wherever she's from.
Serena and Beyonce, dog.
Duchess of Cambridge.
I mean, I'm black women. But Serena, and they even came on to like when Serena do something, everybody come up. She was like, yo, like, which is kind of true. Men get away with a lot more in tennis with cussing and all this kind of stuff, and you know, even the one guy was like almost quitting, and the judge got out of the chair and was like,
gave him a pep talk.
They gave him a pep talk.
Yeah.
Which is like, what, are you serious? Right? Then the dude kept making one.
Right.
Like, what? So Serena, she felt like she was being singled out, and then to get a game point. So
at the time, it was Serena was down one game. It was 3-4.
And she was rallying.
And at that and she was on the move, and then at that point, then she went down 4-2 and never could really come back from that. Yeah.
And then but Serena in her graciousness was like, you know, don't take this moment, which it was clearly every time the girl at the trade, they boo. I mean, it was like wrestling.
Right.
Boo! I mean, they went in on it.
Well, it's Flushing Meadows. I mean, you know, they are pro-American.
Pro-American.
And I don't care if you playing golf, because they're like, get in the hole! You're like, they're notorious to say that, which I think that's ridiculous.
I love it, though.
Like, the ball's nowhere near it.
Get
in the hole!
Or you get the Baba Booey.
Yeah, that's silly. So, you know, they're notorious for their golf matches and their,
but this is a U.S. Open, too. But it's
Are we unrefined because it's the U.S. Open?
Yeah, and it's New York. You know, I mean, it's a whole location. All that plays a point. But it's amazing how. And I'm kind of taking a little moose turn with this.
Please do.
But kind of stay on top. It's funny how we as a country are divided, quote divided on the anthem kneeling and all that kind of stuff, right? But at the U.S. Open, you had a black athlete, which is Serena Williams, and that crowd was probably 95% Pilgrim Caucasian or European, and it was all behind
her. Yeah, they want her.
So it goes to show you
because the other one's from Japan,
and it goes to show you that a lot of our differences.
It really depends on what you're doing.
There's a reason why our parents, our grandparents always say there's two things you don't discuss: your politics and your religion. Those are things that you keep to yourself. And there's a reason. And now I see.
What's the reason?
The reason, because you know what it is? If I don't know your politics or your religion, then we can have a conversation with nobody. We can just talk and leave it where it's at. But if I know that you are, so now if I know that you are a quote unquote Republican, right? And I walk in, so now I have a preconceived notion he Republican. So now I would say you're doing the racist. Any comment that you make that's dealing with race becomes racist now all of a sudden, or prejudice or whatever, because we assume about the Republican Party. So you have all these biases that you have built in. Your natural defense go up. But if I don't know what you are, we're just having a conversation. You know, like this weekend, I'm in Green Bay getting all this love, and I'm pretty sure that they was all probably Trump supporters. I don't know, but we never talked about it. Man, we had a great time because no politics was discussed. The anthem came. We did the Wakanda for Life during the anthem. But but there was no there was none of that because nobody cared about it. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't no.
You know what?
focal
You
point.
know, I didn't notice this weekend. Did any of the players kneel? I was
the
volunteering.
Dolphins did, but it's not.
I was volunteering for Special Olympics, so I didn't really see anything.
Yeah, I mean the Kenny Stills them did for.
Did they show him?
I don't think they show the answers on TV. But that's the point I'm making. Is like we're all the same, man. It's just once you discuss things that you had no business discussing, then some things get out of whack. Yeah.
All right, so man, Serena. So here's what happened today. So there was a cartoonist out of Australia.
Yeah, I saw that shit.
That drew a depiction of what it looked like. And by the way, so here's what happened. You want to look it up real quick, Lauren, if you
Yes.
want? All right, so there was a picture of a muscle-bound black woman with humongous red lips, jumping up and down on the road. An American, though, he was, oh my goodness, he was like Jamaican or something. He wasn't Jamaican, but he was something like that.
Caribbean or somewhere.
Yeah, so he was a Caribbean guy. So her mom was Japanese, and her dad was like, was something else. And that's for sure. You guys
There's a
got a picture?
pacifier on the court also by Serena.
Yes, that is it. That is the picture, folks. Should we post that picture?
Probably.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and snap that and send it to me, and I'll post it here in a second. But so, folks, that's the picture. Now, what do you guys think about that?
It shows that, man. Like even our the fact that you said that that's an Australian photo.
Yeah.
That has no history. They don't know our history as far as in this country. They don't share the same history, but it shows that our bigotry and history has crossed over into other countries, man, and their views of black people.
Also, Serena's wearing a tutu in this cartoon drawing.
This one's just a baby. Don't know.
Well, she wore a tutu in one of
She
her
kind of
matches.
wears stuff like that. Yeah.
When she couldn't wear her cat suit, she wore a tutu. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
No, he's just an artist. I mean, you see goofy pictures of Donald Trump
Why couldn't it be more of a real depiction?
all the time. Yeah, and she was throwing a fit.
Yeah, but move.
She is muscle bound.
Now you're going into a different realm.
I'm
That
asking.
is clearly a pixie photo of the pixies or the blackface. That's clearly what that is.
And that's exactly what people said, that it was on that genre of
Yeah, exactly.
Uncle Tom type.
Yeah. If his ass ever came to 361, he
Indiana.
would get a 2-piece.
He's gonna
Jeezy and Baku.
what's he gonna get, a wing and a thigh?
He never get a wing in the thigh.
I did pass Sergeant Pepper's this weekend. I thought of you too. That was off topic, but
What's Sergeant Pepper's?
we talked about it on the last show. It's some chicken place in Martinsville or whatever.
It's a chicken place in Martinsville.
Oh, yeah.
I think I
I
took
passed.
you.
I
All right,
passed it.
confession. Yo.
I passed it. I
was
almost
close.
stopped and got chicken there.
We
Should have with some H&R sauce.
No, as our show, we take these waves, but I'm actually looking for, Jeezy will be moving probably back to we're looking for a house. And there was a house that came up in
What's that?
Martinsville, and I seriously had to consider it. I seriously looked at it like,
Because
the house, Martinsville got mountains. They got mountains and hills and shit, so you can it's a very.
You might have heard about this. Go ahead.
So they got hills and mountains, you get some mountains, whatever. And it's very nice. There's this house that sits on a lake. It's like a crazy, and it's beautiful. The home is beautiful, and it's priced like beautiful. It's like maybe $225.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. It's probably like 4,000 square feet. I mean, it's a beautiful home, but it's in Martinsville. So I said, okay, let me do something. Let me do some research. Maybe Martinsville has progressed a little bit. Let me look. So I looked at the high school ethnic background,
the demographics.
ethnic same thing. Demographic.
Yeah.
There are 900 students that go to Martinsville.
Yeah.
How many people are black?
6.
Oh, I would have guessed lower than that.
The number is 6, not 6%. There are 6.
I was gonna guess
Right.
4.
It's so small they had to put the right number.
There 6 black students, 19 Asian students, 17 Hispanic students, and 20-something mixed.
Like Hindu or
mixed.
something. Oh, mixed. Oh,
Mixed.
really?
So brothers, we can lay seeds
They
there.
travel down there and
Yeah,
lay a
Wakanda
seed
for
and
life.
roll out. Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of forever.
All right. So are you not
No,
moving
I'm not
down
doing
there? What's the
I
reason?
just
They have Gray's. It's close in Morrisville.
Yeah.
They
Gray's.
They have Gray's restaurant. That's close.
Gray's Brothers.
Great brothers.
Yeah, man.
So good.
And then they have.
Oh, the actual brothers
the
on
chicken
Great
joint.
Brothers?
No.
Okay.
No.
I thought that's where you going with it.
Not an A.
They cook like somebody's grandma's in there, but the grandma's not in there.
Oh my
It's
gosh, but
Southern
their
style.
peanut butter pie is so good.
Yeah. So
I'm
I
not doing
was
it.
looking hard, but I'm not gonna do it. I just can't. The house. I mean,
understand.
it was even. The house was bad.
Hey, folks, you listen to Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. If you want to buy a house in another area, check with Jeezy first, man.
He'll look up
Hey.
the demographics for you.
You can catch us on Twitter at Heavy
Underscore.
Hitters.
Underscore.
We're also on Facebook, Instagram, and all that good stuff at Heavy Hitters Radio Show. Jeezy, where else can you catch us?
Catch us anywhere you get your podcast from. Apple Podcasts. You can catch us on Spotify. You can catch us on Google Play. Google Music.
What's that real cool one?
Stitcher.
What's that real cool
Spotify.
one? No, it's one cooler than that. Bob and Tom are on it too.
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio, man. Yeah, we're on there too, man. Check us out, man. Heavy Hitters Radio Show. And then, Ron, what are the upcoming events
Yes.
that are happening?
Yes. Well, on Friday, you can come hang out with us at Sticks. I can't do this part. That's weird.
Why not?
I can't give the address by myself.
361.
Indiana. So we will be here. Bring your $5 because LGZ and Baku will be at the door.
Yes.
But come hang out with us. Have great food, drinks, some wonderful music, and a night with the heavy hitters. I mean, it doesn't get better than
Just
that.
two. And I tell you what, man, I've been talking to some local comedians. And we are going to open up the opportunity, man, our comedians to come in for that show on the 28th. The Heavy Hitters Comedy Cavalcade, man, on the 28th, man. The Heavy Hitters,
Oh, change your name?
no, it's Comedy Combat. That's what I meant to say.
No, I was wondering. You said Combo K. I was like,
Cavalcade.
I was also confused. I was like, wait, what's happening?
I know you want to
be nice.
use your vocabulary and show.
Yes.
your
Vernacular.
But I have no idea what a cavalcade is.
It's a cavalcade.
It's a large group of
Oh,
people.
I love it.
It's like a caravan.
I think it's. You know what? I'm not even sure.
It's K. I'm sure K means to travel.
Right.
So I can kind of put words together. Like
Yes.
Yeah. So explain what a cavalcade is.
It's a cavalcade.
A cavalcade. I got black mouth.
Yeah, you suffer.
It's a formal procession of people walking on
I see.
horseback or riding in vehicles.
Damn, I knew K meant we. My
Good
dad
job.
told me to just put the words together
Right,
and
figure
try to
it
figure it out.
Shake your head and smile until you got it right.
But I get black mouth. I still can't say Figueroa.
What?
Figueroa.
It's somebody's last name. And I struggle.
It's a street too, and
It's a
it
chain.
is a type of chain.
But Figueroa.
Figaro.
I can say Figueroa.
Figueroa
But
chain.
at that we got
Hey, folks, man,
I love it.
The Heavy Hitters Show, man. We're definitely in here, man. We're making it
cavalcade.
happen. It's a cavalcade.
A cavalcade.
I'm even slowing it down.
Cade.
Cavalcade.
Cavalcade, yes, cavalcade.
The comedy
Hey,
cavalcade.
hey, so folks, man, I tell you what. So we also got to get into the fact that there was a fight. There was a fight between Cardi B.
Yep.
Yep.
And,
I like it like
what's her name?
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj, man, and they,
There is some drama.
Here's the thing, like they were like at a fancy deal where they're all wearing like couture. What, Ron? When women wear couture, what does that mean? Like
It's like evening. It's like formal evening attire.
but it's made for
that
them.
is not what couture is. But go
Yeah.
ahead.
So
It's made for them,
It's
right?
fancy.
Couture.
It is made for you.
Couture.
Yes,
means-
it is made for
yeah,
you.
It's made for you. It's something that you just make for yourself.
You make for yourself. So like I dress in couture
Yeah. It sounds good.
because I wear black.
No, because it would have to be specially made for you and for
Specially
no
made for
one
you.
else.
And they, from what I understand, they started slapping each other with high heels. So like there's some sort of
Yes.
new ordinance. There's some sort of new ordinance in New York where people of color have to wear flats to special occasions.
That's silly.
I'm just kidding. All right, so Ron, do you want to tell us about it a little bit? Do you know what happened?
Yes.
All right.
So
Just run that news.
It's the start of it. It
What?
absolutely is. So Nicki Minaj and Cardi B have kind of never gotten along. So, which, if I'm being totally honest, my pilgrim ears cannot tell the difference between the two. I only know who's rapping / singing because they say their names.
You
And
been extra.
I'm just throwing it
No,
out
no,
there.
but she's right because my black ears.
My allergies are bad. So, Cardi B took her red high heel and chucked it at Nicki Minaj. And Cardi B says that she would do it all over again. And Nicki thanks Cardi B because now Nicki's career is apparently booming. Booming.
It's all
Booming.
man, because what they should do is just go to the booth and let a diss track out.
But they're not talented enough.
But the
for
thing is,
that.
they ain't right now on raps, so it's hard. Anyway, continue.
They're not talented
They're
enough
not
for
right
it.
now on raps.
I'm sorry.
So there was a fight, and now and so now.
It's just girl drama.
Now you know what? Now I will say one of my favorite comedians, man, Ryan Davis, had a good talk about it. He's like, he didn't understand why Nicki Minaj even stepped to her because like what's in her like the first words in her rap? I'm something. This what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like she opened up her rap with if you want to fight, I'm down with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. She also doesn't dance. She makes money moves.
Right. And right. So I mean, so we definitely know that Cardi B's about that business.
Yes.
Right? So who won? Does it ever say that?
Well, Cardi B got a knot on her head.
I guess Nicki wins because her business is exploding. It's not booming, it's exploding.
My thing is, why are they fighting? Because they don't have testosterone. Like when two rappers get together, it's that
Well, I mean, they're throwing
testosterone.
shoes.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Is that fighting?
They're throwing red bottoms at each other.
Come on, man. You look silly, dog. I think fighting over the age of like 18 is just silly. Dog.
Unless you're in the ring.
Just in the ring. You just look silly.
Hey, I would like to say that I have a punching bag, and every now and then I try to hit my punching bag, and over a minute seems like a forever. It seems like forever. But I would like to say though, if I hit you with a right hook or a left hook,
it's gonna hurt.
You're gonna be in trouble because I'm really good at it right now. All right. So run.
So they're
Run that
just
news.
ridiculous. They're ridiculous. Moving on.
Nike?
Shockingly, I don't have the Kardashians.
We gotta
in the
talk
news.
about that.
We will talk about Nike, but I was gonna not talk about that in Run That News.
Phil
today.
Knight, that's my man. Anyway, go.
So I figured we would chat about it later. So let's talk about Mac Miller.
Oh, rest in peace, man.
Wow.
So Mac Miller, if you've been living in a
He's a
cave,
good rapper.
We gonna talk about crickets on the show. What we gonna
has
start
passed away due to
now? Whoa, passed away? No, he died.
He overdosed.
He overdosed.
It's the same thing.
We don't. No, it's not.
Like
He's
like
dead.
Aretha Franklin passed away.
He's now dead.
Senator McCain passed away. That motherfucker
right.
died.
Okay, well he's dead.
What's his name?
And,
Bandit. What's his name?
Who was that?
The Bandit. Smokey and the Bandit.
The Sticky Bandits from Home
Burt
Alone.
Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds
passed away.
He passed away.
Yes.
Yeah.
He also passed.
This Dev comes in
Okay.
three. Y'all gonna learn that system, man. Dev
I know.
comes in
So
three.
there's another one that will be happening. So anyway,
Yeah.
Mac Miller, the cause of death is still not official, but the drama with
he hung out
it.
with Ariana Grande.
Yeah. So the drama
Is she
with
the one that- is she the
they
one-
dated.
How is it unofficial when he's like 20 years old and he just died?
He's
Like,
20 he was 26.
We know what happened.
All right, go.
He was 26. He and Ariana Grande dated. So she was just recently in rehab. Remember, she did that whole dramatic thing, and her drug dealer said she knew what she was getting into. La di da. So
Because now I got a question for you real quick, Ron. So like, if you're on drugs and somebody brings drugs to you that don't look like the drugs you normally take, do you go ahead and take them?
probably if that person says this high will be different or better,
Very, very,
don't you think
very
a
powerful.
drug addict would do it?
Yeah.
I always think about the guy that smoked weed and then was like, you know what? I don't get high enough with this joint. Let me wrap it in cigar paper.
Yeah.
And then the guy said, man, I still ain't high enough. I work at this funeral home. Let's try some of this embalming fluid and spray it down and see how we feel. Then they spray it down, right? And then they're like, man, I'm high them up. You know what? I ain't high enough, dog. Let's put some crack and some other stuff in here and see how we feel.
Most people do. most people who smoke weed kind of just stop at weed. Like, they just weed head. They don't really.
But how did
I'm not gonna say weed's a gateway drug to let smoking crack.
How did the blunt get invented?
Well, a blunt came from people wanting more weed into their. Obviously, the joints was too small. They wanted something a little bigger, so you need a blunt and roll it in there.
But how about a Sherm stick or Love Boat? These things are weed with extras.
Right. And then that kind of stuff, yeah. When people start lacing with other shit. Now those people are already they're already doing cocaine and they smoking weed. You know what I mean? So they already doing both.
Here's my thing, man. So I recently was reading a magazine and it talked about crocodile. Crocodile is a drug where they take.
It's really gross.
They take like meth or whatever, or heroin, and they mix it with like lighter fluid.
Yeah, they're silly, dog.
They mix it with engine oil. They mix it with anything.
It's C17H21NO2.
That's chemist stuff. People.
No, it's not. That's what she said. I'm telling you what it is, man.
No,
it's
I'm
the
saying
nastiest stuff available, and they mix it with other nasty stuff, and instantly you're hooked, and it starts eating away wherever you put it. So
You want to see it?
In the magazine I read, there was a woman that was injecting it into her vagina, and it ate her vagina away. There was men that put in their arm and ate their arm away.
It's disgusting. It's so gross.
You know what's funny? Every person I've seen, the color of their skin was.
That was really bad.
Look at that.
That was really bad.
Arm is gone.
Yeah, but you get what you deserve, man.
That's disgusting.
I feel no sympathy for that at all. Like, I don't feel sympathy.
Okay, I can't look at it anymore.
Like, I don't feel
crocodile, man. So
crocodile with a K.
Right.
But I
don't do it, man.
If you want to see the disgusting pictures, but don't take it.
Say no. Say no to crocodile.
Yeah, man. No, but the thing is, man, when it comes to drug addicts, I have zero sympathy, dog. I'm gonna tell you why. We talked about this weekend. Growing up, everybody's seen a crackhead. We all seen them. Pretty much everybody have seen a crackhead or can relate to him. So what makes you think that by doing crack or heroin or any kind of drug that you're gonna be different from now? Your outcome will be different than theirs. Someone can say, it's mental illness, all kind of whatever it is. I don't care. You're a drug addict, and I don't care.
You out of there, huh?
You out of there, man.
Is it one of those things?
I mean, I'm not gonna feel sympathy for you when you start doing stuff like that. I mean, you get what you deserve, man. You knew what pool you was jumping in.
You didn't test the water.
You knew what pool you was jumping in.
Can you imagine being You're instantly hooked on something for the rest of your life.
But then also,
and it's eating your skin away,
and you will never get the same high again.
Well, you gotta do more.
You gotta do more, but you still won't get it. That's why they call it chasing Jason, because you would never. That first high you get is the best high you ever had in your life, and you would never get it. You always chasing that high,
right?
And you would never get it. That's what they continue to do, because you get so high that it's like the best feeling ever, but then you can only get it one time.
Man, I tell you what, man. This Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. Our show is called Remember. We definitely remember all the folks that made the sacrifice in 2001. Holy cow, 2001,
17 years
man.
ago.
And all the first responders. And you know what, folks? I don't know if you guys know or not, but man, keeping it 100, there are people that were first responders that lived that day that now are being really, really sick from cancer and all kind of stuff because of the smoke and all the debris and everything that was flying around. Just people dying still in the last 17 years, from after effects of the explosion on the Twin Towers, and so, man, it's and also at the Pentagon, the Pentagon as well. It's absolutely ridiculous. All right, so folks, Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. We're at Sticks at 361
Indiana. Yeah,
man. So we're here, man, and you know what? We got a really cool show coming up this Friday. It's Just Two. They are a smooth blues duo. It's a saxophone and an amazing rhythm guitar. Blues guitar. So they will be doing their thing this week. So you guys have any thoughts about that or anything? And before we go back to run that news,
Come hang out with us.
No, definitely come hang out, man. If you was the last show, and you saw how live it was, man. Just wait. Is that? What?
Yeah, and we're so cool that we have our own drinks for the night.
What's
So
that?
I said we're so cool that we have our own drinks for the night. So come hang out with us. I forget what mine's called, but I'll remember and I'll tell you on Friday so you can drink it.
all right. So run that news. What you got?
Yeah, so Larry Nasser's back in the news
Again?
again.
No, I know he got beat up and he got moved down to Disney World.
Correct. Yep. You've won the Super Bowl, so you're going to Disney World. So there is a new lawsuit against him.
What's that?
There's a new lawsuit against him. A former Michigan State field hockey player says that Larry Nasser raped her in 1992 and got her pregnant, but when she tried to go to the police, one of the officials at Michigan State told her not to. So her name is Erica Davis. She was 17 years old when she had a knee injury during her career. So Nasser obviously was the doctor, and so Davis says that he crushed up a pill and made her drink it, and then she got very woozy and couldn't move her limbs. She passed out and woke up to Nasser raping her. Later that summer, she said the pregnancy test came back positive, and the only person it could have been was Nasser. She miscarried a few weeks later, according to her lawsuit. So, while she has no sort of evidence, I think at this point it would probably not surprise anyone. But
The dude doesn't have any money.
well, but I think still people want their stories to be told. They've essentially told her that since there's no way they can investigate it, she should just drop it.
So
What about that?
Larry Nasser. So
We're good.
where we at, man? We full, man. You know we already ate all the good food you got here, man. Hey, folks,
All of
that's
it.
Stephen Fan here. That's Stephen Fan here, folks, man. He's one of
He
the
got the fresh haircut,
one of the
yo.
co-owners
I
of
mean, he got the Beckham, the bending like Beckham.
Sticks. Sticks nightclub, man. He's gonna be in the
I see.
And so I tell you, that's what he is. He's ready. He's ready for Just 2 and the Heavy Hitters, man, to be in the house this weekend on Friday, September 14th.
Yes.
For sure, man. We're going to be in here, man, with Just 2. We also got Foxworthy and some of the comedians coming down to work in the breaks of the band to introduce the show
you
on
go.
the 28th. It's the comedy show on the 28th, man. It's happening, man.
It's happening.
Sticks at 361
Indiana.
is the hot spot, man. The Heavy Hitters are making it happen. Stephen Fan, you know what I'm saying? He's with us, man.
Yes.
With his fresh new haircut.
Fresh cut.
Yes. Hey, man, so it's Moose Head Big House. So, all right, so as we talk about Larry Nasser, which I'm kind of tired of talking about him, but here's the thing. So, at this point, is there any reason that you need to keep coming out talking about him, or is it over at this point?
Well, so
There's no money to give.
correct. Davis said that she, just found a way to move on with her life. I mean, it happened in 92, so she moved on with her life. She just found a way to deal with it. But she felt like when other girls started speaking out about things that were happening,
getting paid.
she started to feel guilty
getting
because
paid.
if she's not getting paid though.
She will.
So shush.
There
If
will be a book. There will be something. You don't just come out and say this kind of stuff if there's no monetary value. Somebody there's some money behind it. Just know what, Rob? I want you to stay with the story. I guarantee
so
within a
she
year or
felt
so.
guilty. Can I finish this part?
Yeah, go ahead.
She felt guilty because she feels like if she would have spoken out when it happened, she could have saved all sorts of women from what has now happened to them because he was still in that position.
I'm with you now. I guess I understand. So,
I don't.
What's that?
I don't.
I mean, at some point, let's put it this way. We need to buy stock in Lifetime, OWN, and all them other stations because there are going to be 100 movies about this dude coming out.
I mean, let's face it. Let's say Moose was touched at the age of 7 years old, right? Moose is now 40, 15, close to it. right? So that, 30, 15.
Anyway, go ahead.
So yeah, so all
Damn,
of a sudden,
40, 15.
30, no, my math was off. So let's say now all of a sudden, the person that all of a sudden gets famous or whatever, he was like, and he come out like, you know what? I feel like I should say that he touched me when I was 7.
The Kevin Spacey situation.
Yeah, like, come on, bro. Like, to me,
years
it need to be everything else. You got like so many years to tell your story. After that, man, like, go on, move on.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, they're not. These guys aren't being prosecuted, but their lives are over.
Like they're done.
Oh boy at CBS, and I can't remember his name. If you want to look up his name, real
Julie
quick.
Chen's husband.
Yeah, oh boy at CBS, man. I mean, like, he's gonna get fired. You know,
He never get a job again.
I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Here's what happened though. So he's done, right? But when he gets a severance package of $100 million,
Yeah, you know, I don't feel sorry for him.
but they are looking into ways to negate that $100 million, so he walks away with nothing.
Yeah.
Because all the terms are undisclosed, except for the fact that CBS then has to put out a memo of everyone they paid. So it would be in that memo in a nondescript situation.
The only thing about when it comes to this Me Too movement, sexual harassment. Now, have you heard the story about the woman that she said the 17-year-old now molested her or sexually assaulted her?
Right.
Have you heard that part of the story? It's ridiculous. Like, nah, you sleeping with a 17-year-old. Like, here, that's.
Did we talk about this already on the show?
No, we talked about her, but now she came out and said that he was the one that sexually assaulted her.
Yeah, but legally, even if she felt like that were true, legally, that's not how it works.
No, but you taking pictures in bed naked, like that's not sexual assault. Like, you both happy taking selfies. Like, there was no assault there, dog. Like, because you both like, hey.
It's assault on her part because she's over 17.
But you remember when Paris Hilton came with the sex tape? She's like, yeah, he took advantage of me. Like, no, we saw the tape. You was gladly pepper crushing and happy. He was calling you a scuzzy bitch. You was all
right.
There was no, like, what are you talking about? Like, oh, I was so naive. No, you was happy.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about?
You totally enjoyed all that.
Yeah, we had to get to this point to where, like, it's like in 2018, women don't lie. That's what it's like. It's like whatever they say is like the truth, no matter what it is just the truth. And like, nah, man, like, we gotta stop that, man. Like, everybody can lie, man. Everybody can lie.
So
everybody can have an ulterior motive. Like, everybody got an agenda.
So is a situation also where, and I know this is kind of pumping the brakes a little bit, but like, so in Cuba, there's all these folks, man, a couple years back that were complaining of headaches, you know, situation where they're you know, not only headaches, but like they were feeling nauseous, you know, and all this kind of stuff was going on, right? And come to find out, there's a possible sonic attack that they took from the Cuban government that was fueled by the Russians. Mm-hmm. A sonic attack. The first thing I thought about you when I first heard this, because I thought, is this some old the Sokovia Accord?
That type of shit, yeah.
You know, happening.
The heart machine.
You know that, right? So that kind of thing. But the next thing is that now they're truly investigating and thinking that, you know, that the folks in Cuba were under attack, you know, from a weapon that was a sonic weapon. What do you think about that?
Everything. You remember Iron Man? You see Iron Man?
No, that's what. Yeah, that's
one when he walked in with the
Sokovia Accord comes from Iron Man.
Yeah, but you remember Iron Man? I think it was Iron Man 2. No, Iron Man 1, when he had the little thing, he put his ears in, coming behind him, and hit the little button, you get like a concussion. Right. That shit is real, bro. That shit is, I mean, they got the technology to be like, yeah, here you go, concussion, bang, hit the button in your fucking waves, your ears. Because your ears pick up shit that you don't even know you're picking up.
Right.
Like, there's all kind of sound waves. There's ways to get into your head and make your fucking brain bleed without you even knowing it. But your shit
yeah, that's
bleeding.
why fluorescent lights give me migraines.
You know what I'm saying? Bleeding out your nose, you don't know why. So, I don't push it past people testing on third world countries. Like, no, we're gonna see if this shit work. Oh, it worked perfect. You know what I mean? And now we can move on.
Hey, folks, man, in the house, man, we have the one and only D-Lo.
D-Lo
G.
What's happening, everybody?
You all right?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Long
Been
day.
busy, man.
Long week. Busy, parents getting older, man. Met an interesting intersection. It's all good, man. Glad to be
Taking a
down
moose
here.
turn? Go ahead.
Nah.
The floor is
it's all-
yours.
It's all good, man. I'm just glad to be down here, man. Concentrate on something other than what's going on in my real life at the moment.
All
So-
right.
Oh,
Hey, man.
what you
it's-
smoking on,
it's
man?
all good, man. That was my first question, man. This is that cigar I got last week, man. It's not been in a humidor.
Let me see.
Hey, can I still smoke
Yeah,
this?
please. You know, I can tell if you touch it, you can squeeze a little bit. How it's not hard.
Okay.
I mean, they usually last a little bit.
Do I have to cut this off?
Yes. I got
He got a cutter and I got a punch.
Yeah, he's probably too small to punch.
Punch?
A punch is when you punch a little hole, like.
Yes, instead
This
of
is a
cutting the
straight
whole
cut.
end.
Then Moose has a punch.
It's a punch.
Get
So-
out of here. That's nifty.
Yeah, so you can punch it if you want,
All right.
or you can clip it if you want. It's up to you, man.
I'll punch it.
Man, we are cigar
want to punch?
aficionados up here, man.
I'm learning.
There you go.
Look at how much you've evolved with your cigars and your
I know, I was
drinks.
gonna
I mean,
Man.
I mean,
No more pineapple
man.
margaritas.
It's like,
you're moving up in the world.
Real man.
You still lost at fantasy football, but you're more of a man.
All of a sudden he's like, I'm taking my first steps.
Yeah, right.
No more wood tips. No more wood tips for DJ Long Green, man.
Let's not make
So
that promise.
You know what? You're gonna take this, man. You're gonna just take it right on the end there. You're gonna screw it down. Use on this end. Once you screw it down, you kind of pull it out. Then you're gonna just knock the tip out, man. That's it.
All right, cool.
After you screw it in and knock it out, then you can take the tip out. That's what just
And
happened.
then just
In
bust.
case
I
no
for
one else
sure
was
said
following.
that.
Oh no! I mean, it was very Three's Company.
Yep, I'm for
esque,
sure
you know,
repeating
when
it.
Jack was in the refrigerator. It was very
You know what?
Three's.
I might have to cut this
Hey,
off, man. I feel like
hey.
I got a little break in.
Yeah.
And
That's the thing about the
speaking of Three's Company, you know what my favorite was?
What?
DeWitt, the dark hair one. It wasn't the blonde; it was the dark hair one.
Ask me how many episodes of
Janice-
Three's Companies
Janice
I've
DeWitt.
seen.
DeWitt.
Janice DeWitt was.
She
my
wasn't
favorite.
hot to me, man.
She was my favorite.
Thank you.
No, I like the one. I didn't like Chrissy. I like the white girl that came for like
Oh yeah,
two seasons.
Yeah, she was hot.
She was there for like maybe 2 seasons.
It was before my time.
You ever watch Three's Company on like Nigga at Night?
No, I
Three's
did
Company
watch-
was
It was a
a
good show.
great, slightly
I
racist.
did watch The Munsters
but-
on
Hey,
TV
You
Land.
ever watch All
That's
of the
considerably
Family?
before Three's Company.
I know, but I watched it on TV Land. I never watched Three's Company.
You watch All in the Family?
No.
By the way,
No, but I
the
watched
play.
Family Matters.
Real quick.
Right? Is that with Urkel?
Hold on a
Family
second.
Matters?
One
No,
second.
I
I did watch that.
All in
Real
the
quick,
Family.
could you do me a
No,
favor?
Urkel, yeah.
Could you do me a favor as we talk about what we remember? Look up the song title to All in the Family, and then we're gonna
Just
play
the
that.
title, or you want the song?
The song. I'm sorry, the song, because I want to play that, and then we're gonna talk
To
about
All
that.
in the Family?
Yes.
Sorry that I have to repeat it. I'm
Play this.
processing.
No, you know what? That's a perfect analogy. All the women I met this weekend in Green Bay was like Edith Bunker, yo. The nicest woman on the planet. They couldn't harm a fly.
Oh, Archie.
Yeah, they have very unique accents, man.
Really?
Green Bay, man, do yourself a favor, man. Go.
Hey, Heavy His Radio Show.
Well
man.
worth
Is it
man. That had to
58
be
seconds,
crushing
you
for you,
think?
Probably.
though.
Okay.
It was very crushing, but at the same
Bears
time,
started and-
to see
Play it real
greatness like that, dog, like you just kind of just step back and like, man, like I'm watching Aaron Rodgers, man. I mean, like,
You appreciated it?
yeah, I did.
Sweet.
I told when we threw that touchdown, we just stood up. I said, "No, man, just take it all in, dog. Like, just take it." I mean, because I've never been to a game that was 80,000 packed, and they still got bleachers. They don't have seats; they got bleachers.
Wow.
So you sit on the bleacher, and then I mean, it was
Were they on your head?
no, dog. It was no,
Back in
which
the
was
game.
crazy.
They were welcoming?
Dude, like I told them earlier, we ate and drank for free the whole time, and we had
Really?
full bears. They're like, "Oh my God, you gotta come here and drink with us." Blah blah blah. We'll give them, we'll give them a little shit or whatever, but it wasn't nothing major. But it was then at the game. You know, we talk at the game, and they just, you know, we in like the end zone with the Lambeau leap and all that stuff going. And I mean, it's
Did you get a cheese head? Are you gonna pay
No, I
the
wasn't-
blue?
I wasn't gonna do that.
You could be blue cheese head.
I want to do that. Even though we did see Bears fan with cheese graters, which I thought was cool.
That's funny.
That's
But like
funny.
Lambeau Field is like, imagine this was a stadium and you got houses. it's like they backyard
Neighborhood.
middle neighborhood. Like I say, it was 80 80,000 people at the game. Green Bay has a population of 100.
Wow.
So that tells you something.
Right. No, for sure.
That's pretty impressive.
Hey, so all right, so listen, man. I know, man, folks. Jeezy and Baku is just totally enamored with the stadium, but we there's other stuff we got to talk about tonight.
Yeah, about the shooting.
And so, yeah, before we get into that, so there used to be a time where this song we're going to play was totally okay. So let's remember how times used to be on sitcoms. You gonna turn it up all the way?
Yes, it is up all the way.
All right,
You
so
ready?
folks, I want you to listen to this.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
From Television City in Hollywood.
Boy, the way Glenn Miller played.
Songs that made the hit parade.
Guys like us, we had it made.
Those were the days. And you knew when you were there.
Dance for girls and men were men. Mister, we could use a man like Herbert Hoover again. Didn't need no welfare states.
Everybody pulled his weight.
G.R.O. the sound and great. Those were the days.
All his missions making those good again.
Hey man, it's back. It's back. Did you hear what he said?
What?
Did you listen
Oh
to
yeah,
the word?
the lyric, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's everything that Donald Trump says now was in that
And
song.
that was in the 60s,
Well, it was the 70s.
70s.
Yeah, in the 70s, man. All in the Family. And now the antagonist in that show was George Jefferson.
George Jefferson.
Yeah, he was George Jefferson. He was the antagonist in that show. And so, folks, man, as we talk about things we remember.
You know what's funny about that real quick is what we're saying about the George Jefferson part? He owned the cleaners, man.
He was a business owner.
He wasn't a manager. He didn't work there.
No.
He owned.
As a matter of fact, he didn't live in the neighborhood with them. Once he owned his store, he moved out.
Moved
Because
out.
him and Weezy used to live next door.
Yeah, they were moving on up.
And they moved on up to the east side.
To the east side.
Yeah, they lived in an apartment, had a maid and all that.
Yeah, all that. But the point I'm making is like we was pretty far in the 70s owning. Nowadays, jokers don't own nothing on TV.
Norman Lear, who was the creator of a lot of those shows, man, was a visionary.
Good times.
Was a visionary in my perspective.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he would have a show where they were very controversial. Where Archie Bunker, man, was a
Biggie.
I mean, put it this way, big time, like he owned it. You know what I mean? He wore white socks. I mean, so much so that when I was young and I dressed up one time and I put my white basketball socks on, my stepdad was like, "What you doing with them Archie Bunkers on?" And I still call them Archie Bunkers to this day because that's what he called them, right? So I don't wear white
He's
socks.
an iconic character though on TV.
Oh man, for sure.
And it was a good show. But I mean, as the point is, back then
We could watch it. We can't watch it now. We could watch it, but the children these days, they would not watch. They'd be mad. They wouldn't understand.
there'd be the liberals be protesting. So Jesus full conservative.
Are you a full conservative now?
Yeah, man, I've always been, man.
Can I get a loan then?
No,
Why not?
you conservative too, Moose.
I'm not a conservative.
Yes, you are, man.
I'm a centrist.
I'm not quite because the liberal stuff gets on my nerves.
I'm a
to
centrist.
like the fifth fight. Like I just hate the fact that I can't live. I can't do what I want to do. Like it's my life, and it's like you want to regulate and put rules, on everything that I do.
Speaking
So
of
because you're a conservative, you can?
No, conservatives no. In New York City, this couple, if this was Coca-Cola, this would be like $9 because they got a fat tax or some type of goofy tax for sugar. Like no,
it's called targeted tax. But it will fund some decent programs though.
no, but that's
Jeezy's so conservative that his pockets zip tonight.
Yeah, I'm tight.
His pockets zip.
I just feel like less government is better for me. I like less government. I don't want you in my business.
Well, if you want less government,
That's conservative.
right?
Democrats want big government. They want to control everything. They want to be like,
They're not control-
I'll
they
give
wanna-
you
they wanna
money,
help, yeah.
but for your money, you gotta like do some shit I want you to do. I'm not cool with that. Just
All right,
leave
so-
me alone. I just want to
Let
be
me
left
ask you
alone.
this. So listen up. The midterms are coming.
Yes.
King. Midterms are coming, man, and you know, in the pivotal states, guess what? Guess what they are? Indiana, Kentucky,
Michigan.
and Michigan. Those are the pivotal states, man, where it's and actually Pennsylvania is one of them too, where the races are very tight. The races are very tight. Where it's going to swing, and then the Senate, not the House of Representatives, but the Senate could go back to the Democrats.
That's going to take a much bigger reach, though. I mean, there's going to have to be quite a few upset victories for the Democrats to take over the Senate as well. I could definitely see it happening as far as the House, but I think everything would have to fall into place for them to also take the Senate.
No, I mean, from what the pundits are saying, somebody look up the word pundit. What is it? What does pundit mean? I know what it means, but people might not understand. The pundits are saying that they can take one, maybe not both. Though. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that.
Yeah. All right, guys. So Heaviest Radio Show, man. We're getting a little bit of everything. Holy cow!
An expert in a particular subject or field who is frequently called on to give opinions about it to the public.
We're the pundits.
I am all the time, every day. That's my favorite role to play.
Guys. Guess who we are? We can name our show the Heavy Pundits.
Right.
Sounds weird.
We're the pundits.
Pundits and combo caves.
It's cavalcade.
Cavalcade.
Yes. All right, and run that news, man. What else?
Yes. So
You get a Nike.
moving on, yes, let's talk about Nike, and then we can talk about Omarosa later.
Let's talk about her.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, go ahead.
Here, I'll give you the 10-second version of it. She now says that Mike Pence is actually worse than Trump.
Everybody knows that.
I know, but she's now coming out, so now, of course, it's true. She also says that all the black people are behind her. She is speaking for the people.
She's not.
And she has proof that Trump was pointing his finger at Hillary, talking about collusion. Okay, moving on.
Hey, man, by the way, you know she's a Centralian, right?
Yeah. For God.
For Central.
For state.
So let's talk about Nike.
Yeah.
You want to?
Yes, please.
Okay, where should we start? With the controversial commercial?
So
the commercial was no controversy.
Well, it is. But it's causing it.
The reason that it's controversial
It's because Kaepernick is in it.
Well, yes, man.
but the message from the commercial.
Hold on 1 second. Here's what I think is the coolest thing. Did we talk about this already?
No.
No, because last week we didn't do a show.
All right, so check this out. So
Are you going to drop some Nike facts on
Phil
us?
Knight is one of my favorite business owners. Let me explain. First of all, when nobody wanted to back Jordan, Phil Knight went and his people found Spike Lee to make these commercials, and they get Jordan in there, and they back Michael Jordan back when nobody was even into that. Remember? I don't know if you guys are not old enough.
The black and the
Yeah, he was
black and red shoes. The Jordans was banned.
Right. They didn't want the Jordans. We're not doing this. You know, Converse at the time had the share of all of the stars. There was a green pair for Bird. There
purple and black pair for Magic.
There was a Magic pair there. You know, there's all this, and then so here comes Nike. Here comes Nike and Mr. Knight, Phil Knight, with, you know what, we're gonna back this guy and we're gonna sell to a certain demographic, a certain population. I know people are like, well, that's horrible. No, but it's not.
It's target
not.
marketing.
It's, you know what? This is what they did. And so anyway, they started selling these shoes. Right, here we go. Now he's off and running. Fast forward.
1990. I know where you're going.
Fast forward to I'm going a little past that.
No, stop. But you got to go to Fab Five. You got to hit that in there, because that was just as controversial. And Nike was behind Michigan at the time.
Yes,
with that Fab Five.
All right, so we'll give it. So Fab Five, you got Jalen Rose, Chris Webber, Jimmy King, and
Ray Jackson.
And Ray Jackson, that shave their head. They wear the big shorts. And all of a sudden, they become icons. In the arena, basketball arena, college basketball. Matter of fact, I mean that kind of set off a firestorm.
Firestorm, but people forget how big that was.
Yeah.
That
now we'll say that Jordan was wearing big shorts first.
He was, you know what I'm saying, but Michigan, like Jordan made it popular. Michigan took it to like another level.
A whole nother black socks,
the whole
deal, shaved heads, the whole deal.
And then you had. But what's the next time?
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and jump up to Tiger.
But no, it was one more big Nike piece. We featured Charles Barkley. I'm not a role
I'm
model.
not a
ad.
role model. Yeah.
That was, again, at the time, that was a huge story. I mean, I ain't talking about like a last. I mean, that was a big deal because he was like, just as I think of basketball, I mean, I raise your kids.
right. Right. Yeah, you're absolutely
You know
right.
what I mean? And so that was like a huge marketing thing. Again, Nike.
Yeah,
being behind
right
that. Yeah.
man. Take
The
care of
whole
your.
Bo Jackson piece too, man.
He
That
always
was it.
stayed with him, right?
Bo
And so,
knows.
Here's my favorite though. My favorite, guys. So here you have Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods.
Everybody's getting behind him. He's playing golf.
Yep.
So now golf is getting huge. Black folks are playing golf. Children want to do golf. Everybody's watching. Everybody's wearing red shirts on Sunday. The whole deal, right? Tiger gets in all the mess, with the women, with Waffle House women. By the way, shout out to Ballers who had a cameo of one of the women that was with Tiger. The old boy's dating.
That was her?
Well, that's what they doing in the store.
I mean, I saw that part,
Yeah,
but
they're
I
doing it in
wasn't
the
sure.
store.
She's
Yeah,
like, I was
yeah.
working at Denny's
No,
at
it's
the
funny.
time.
Yeah,
that was funny. Yeah.
It was a good one. So, all right, so now you got Tiger, who at the time he was selling watches, Buicks, hats, he was selling everything.
Sprite.
Right? Everybody backed off of him
Gatorade,
except for
Nike.
Nike. Phil Knight said, "No, what? We staying with you, man. You a golf. You know what? You got all those shortcomings, in your personal life. However, you are a golfer, and that's what you sell for us, golf stuff."
Yeah.
And they stayed with him. And
Did they also come to Kobe's defense after he
Yeah,
got in trouble
Kobe too.
Heck
Kobe,
yeah, they did.
in Denver? Because he was with Adidas at the time, I believe.
You know, he, as a
Or was he
rookie,
transitioning?
as a rookie, he was with Adidas
He was with Adidas for a few seasons.
I'm talking about for a few seasons. Then when his deal was up, he went to Nike.
And so Phil Knight has consistently stayed with these guys. Now, a lot of what people are going to say when we know that we're the pundits, people are going to say that it sounds like he stayed with a bunch of scoundrels and this and that, but he's not worried about what those guys doing in their personal life. It's business, and this guy is a golfer. And that's what he does, and that's why I'm staying with him. And guess what? Everybody gets a second chance. If you want to fast forward, the Pope himself knew about some of these folks that were doing wrong and this and that, and guess what he did? He stayed with them. All the Monsignors back in Pittsburgh and in Pennsylvania wrote doctrine and said, you know what, we know these guys did this, that, and the other. Here's the rules to not get these guys in trouble. You understand me? Mm-hmm. And Jeezy, I listened to it today. 2 weeks ago, you made the statement, if the guys at Jiffy Lube were touching 1,000 children,
He'd be shut
we'd
down.
be marching. We wouldn't be going to Jiffy Lube, none of that kind of stuff.
None of that stuff.
But all of us was going to church on Ash Wednesday.
On Ash Wednesday,
right?
yeah, all that's
And
happening.
so, that was a very poignant statement that you made in a previous show. That for sure we are going right on, my man. That we are going to back this guy. So Phil Knight backs Tiger in this situation. All right. Now, going forward, here we have it. Here we go, folks. In one of the best moves that I've seen in a long time, Nike signs the NFL for 10 years. Inks a deal for 10 years. After the ink's barely dry on the contract, and then their 30th anniversary, which was probably a move as well. 30th anniversary, let's get the NFL back on. And oh, by the way, let's sign Kaepernick as the face of our ads.
They never cut Kaepernick. He was already with Nike.
What I'm saying is to make him the face.
Okay, yeah.
Make him the face. Yeah, he was with him. He wore that stuff, but make him the face of the 30th anniversary. Just do it at, which is one of the three most iconic words probably in sports.
Yeah, just do it. Yeah,
Just do it,
Probably
right?
not just sports.
yeah, kind of just period.
I think anybody. I think almost every single person knows that phrase and
Yeah.
and that's associated with Nike. So it's not just in sports.
Yeah, for sure. Just
What a
do
way
it.
to stick it to the NFL, though. I mean, to lock down the contract for the NFL. You've got this player who's been blackballed, and then you, as one of the NFL's biggest sponsors, make this blackballed player the face of your
The face.
I love it.
the campaign.
man.
Yeah.
And there's nothing the NFL can do about it because they're locked into a contract with Nike.
But the thing is, like, I think the pre-ad was more of the controversy because all you had was Kaepernick's sometimes his face with the sometimes you had to risk losing everything to stand for what you believe in, for what you believe in. That was like his face, his ad, or whatever. The commercial really didn't have nothing to do with his little sentence that he said was in there, but the commercial was just about overcoming the odds and overcoming obstacles. That was the whole commercial because it had like Serena, who her obstacles showing her little black girl in Compton. Then they had like the skateboarder. They had
The
all these
wrestler.
people,
The wrestler
all
that
these-
only has a torso and arms.
Yeah. So I mean, it was like
That's cheating, by the way.
the spot. It kind of is because his weight is on.
You can't never get a head and arm on it.
That's funny.
I mean, you can get a head and arm, but you can't get fired.
And plus, his upper body is way stronger and bigger than everybody else's.
Everybody.
But anyway,
sorry.
we making fun of that.
Moving on.
But
We're
what I'm
making
saying
fun.
is like the ad. When you watch the ad, you was like, man, that's just a good ad. I mean, but people was burning their shoes over nothing because you just saw Kaepernick.
So I
And
want to
evoke
say
the
that. I
emotion.
want to say that. So if you had a pair of Moose shoes and you already bought them and you've been wearing them and you burn them, guess how Moose feels about it?
No.
Doesn't care.
Easy to do this shit. They paid for them.
They already paid.
They already paid for it,
them.
dog.
The one dude was on the combine driving the tractor or whatever and cut the top of his socks off. Now he got these droopy socks. And he done threw the Nike signs into his land.
Who cares, man?
I do not care nothing about that, man. You already paid for
bought
them.
it.
Someone tried to burn their shoes and inadvertently burned their entire house to the ground.
Yeah, that's what you
That
get.
was a rumor.
But
Well, I want it to be true. I feel like someone
It
is
should have been,
ignorant
but-
enough that that
I
would
researched
happen.
it because I wanted to find out because they placed they listed where the incident allegedly took place at. So the local media and the police department responded and said it's a hoax, and
Lame.
there had been no calls about somebody setting their shoes on fire and burning their
But
house.
the point,
Well,
the point,
it'll happen.
The point that also too is we because of Facebook and Twitter we have to realize that there are 386 million Americans, and we worried about what 10,000 people maybe are doing.
And we're not worried about it. The pundits here at the Heavy Airs Radio Show are truly pointing out the fact that, folks, I think Phil Knight is a business
Then
genius.
people talking, oh, Nike stock is dropping. Like, no,
it's not.
If you look over the history, it always goes between 79 and 85.
And I want to tell you this, man. The Big Sis, who doesn't even buy tennis shoes like that, was like, I'm going to buy me a pair of Nikes. Well, I think, what do people say, Nikes? I've never said Nikes in my life.
Nike.
I always say Nikes,
But I just don't understand. Like, that's silly. Like, we people show images of like 12 people. Now it's like everybody's doing it. No, everybody's not. That's like 12 people.
Right. Because
That's
everybody else
12.
knows they pay $80 for
Yeah,
them.
I'm not burning no Jordans.
They're not burning them things. Right.
Also,
Matter of
they're
fact, there was no
comfortable.
Jordans being burned.
No, because people.
By the way.
but it's funny, people don't associate Jordan with Nike, even though
Not anymore, right.
he's his own brand, a part of Nike.
Right. But, here's what I think is cool, too, by the way, folks. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a whole sneaker culture out there that's a subculture where a buddy of mine's wife went to a Goodwill in southern Indiana, like in Columbus, and found not one pair, but 2 pair of the shoe that they're now calling what's the Will Smith show? What's it,
Fresh Prince.
The Fresh Prince Jordan.
So she got 2 Fresh Prince Jordans that are going for $600 a piece in the aftermarket.
and
She found 2 pair that in exquisite shape, size like 10 and 11, which is going for a lot, and found 2 of them. And guess what? Phil Knight and the Nike organization knows that there is a subculture of sneakers, and they don't even stop it. You know why? Because at this point now, I can release.
That's it.
I can keep releasing shoes that
Different
we
colors.
already make,
Different
and
colors.
people buying them up, and then they reselling them. We don't care because we got our money off the top.
No, what you do is you say, you know what? If I know y'all we'll raise our prices now to $200 to $250 to $300.
They can do that as well.
Because you can't get a Jordan now less than $250 in
Well,
the stores.
folks, man, Heavy Airs Radio Show, man. We got the heavy hit news. We've discovered tonight that we are pundits, man. This is Moose, aka Big House, man. I'm up in here, not freshly showered, but excited. And last night I went to bed like before 9 o'clock, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Although I was up at like 2, right? So it's kind of weird. But yeah, I was tired. Hey, man, to my left, man, we got the one, the only. We got the one of the only, we got the one of the only DJ Longgreen that doesn't understand that you don't inhale
Listen,
these stale ass cigars, folks.
Listen, I can't figure out how to get good clouds, man. You sign everything.
I know people sneezing the walls.
He was choking on that stale smoke like bap, bap, like a car starting.
I'm trying
Like
to
an
figure out
old
how to
70.
get.
A good draw.
Yeah, man.
With certain cigar, the longer you smoke, the bigger. It is.
Yeah, I'm saying the
Some cigars,
it
it
might
takes
be
a minute.
kind of tight. Yeah, it might be kind
So
of
you
tight.
got to get through some of
Hey,
them.
so it's DJ Longgreen, man. To his left, man, we got the star of the show, man, the one, the only LGZ and Baku. Hey, by the way, I watched Black Panther the last 3 or 4 days. You know, I watched it again, man. I enjoyed that
I enjoyed
movie,
it, yeah.
and I can watch it piece by piece. It was a great movie. I must have missed the part where M'Baku comes and like picks the other dude up, like when he decides to come help him in the big war.
Well, you also too, you gotta realize is that if you watch it on Netflix, there's probably a director. There's more scenes in the movie that wasn't in the movie. Sometimes they add shit. It was for time reasons.
Sure. And man, it was good. I mean, I enjoyed the Netflix. And, you know, I've got such a relationship with Netflix now that when I turn on it says, "Hi, Christopher, welcome back." You know what I mean?
Man.
Netflix calls about my government name.
Yeah.
I don't even understand it.
It knows you.
And so
Iron
and then
Fist was launched today.
no, it's been out a week. It's been out a week or so.
Yeah, I'm on Ozarks right now. So I'm just
I heard Ozarks is pretty good, and I heard Jack Ryan is pretty good.
But that's on Amazon.
Oh, it is okay.
You got that too,
Yeah,
Amazon.
Just downloaded it.
Yes, I
Ryan.
heard that's pretty good
The
too.
Terranium TV is gone, people. So you gotta find a way to get your movies.
I don't even know what that is. Hey, and then
Fire sticks, we already went over it.
Oh, there you go. To his left, man, we have the lady of the house, man.
Coach,
Run. EMC.
Yes, and I finally took Moose's advice and I started Last Chance U, and oh my gosh, I'm addicted. Like, I need to know what's happening. I'm kind of sad that I'm not watching it right now.
Watch what?
I love you guys a lot, but I
Last
also
Chance U.
need to know what's going on.
No, that show, man, is just.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's so wonderful.
It's time for Brews and Reviews. Go.
It is the best documentary I have ever watched in my life, and I
I
really
don't
enjoy
like it, man.
documentaries. And so it's
I like
just,
it, but I don't like it.
it's dramatic, and like just when you start to feel sorry, like then it's beautiful again, and then it all comes crashing down, and it's just this roller coaster of emotions along with this football team, and it is wonderful.
The reason that
It's
guys
perfect
like
for
us don't like it.
It's perfect for a rainy Saturday.
The reason that guys like us don't like it is because we see all the potential in those brothers and they're just wasting it.
Wasting.
I want
And
to
I
be
don't know
Miss Wagner.
about you, Jeezy, but I've been there.
What-
You know, I took.
What do you think Central State is?
I took some of that stuff for granted.
What do you think Central State is?
Yeah, I took
Last
I
Chance
took,
U
I
is,
took some opportunities for granted, you know, and then I thought, look at this guy, you know. Of course, when you're looking at it from a man of a certain age's perspective, you're like, daggone it, like I wish somebody was there at my age
But you still want to listen.
talking to me. No, I feel like if there was somebody, if I was talking to Moose at 18.
You want to listen to Moose.
Yes, I would have. I feel like I would have because of what I know and because of where I've been. You understand what I'm saying?
But you-
so I can tell you right now. And this is heavy hitting news right here. Moose would have went to Michigan. Moose was accepted to the University of Michigan.
Yeah, you told us. I remember.
And Moose loves the University of Michigan, but chose to go to this black institution. What the heck was 18-year-old Moose thinking about? 18-year-old Moose should have went to the University of Michigan. 18-year-old Moose was in hellified shape. 18-year-old Moose should have just walked on and tried anything. I'll carry the water this year, and can I just work out with y'all in the gym? And at that point, they would have saw the love and the drive 18-year-old Moose would have had. And I don't care if I was the black version of Rudy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I get
Moosey!
I get one play, and I'm getting a semi right now.
You about to set up a defensive tackle.
Yes. I would have been the same size as some of those guys. And so if I would have got one play, but who knows what would happen? I would have got there and got in the system and got in the mindset. I would have been playing for Bo. Can you imagine the stories and the life, the different life? And so when I think about that, but you know what they said? Well, you have been accepted in the school of forestry. All right, so take an 18-year-old Moose in the School of Forestry. At that point, I had never even been camping in my life. Right? I did live at a place called Pine Hills Apartments. You know what I'm saying? That's the closest I've been to outdoors,
Right.
my whole entire life. I had some buddies that were country that would drive their trucks, in the forest and stuff, but I had never done any of that kind of stuff. And so I'm like, I'm not doing that. I totally identify with the black life, the black culture of Central State University, and chose that beautiful school over my dream school because I was comfortable. And that's what makes me look at Ollie and DJ and all those guys on Last Chance U, because they did stuff where they were comfortable.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't say, man, step outside your comfort zone. I can tell you another story. So there's a school in Fergus Falls, North Dakota. Fergus Falls, North Dakota wanted me to come play football
You got
there.
about 15 kids out there.
I would have.
No, without doubt. 'Cause-
Here's what. So look, the coach came and talked to me. They sent me letters and all kind of stuff. Pictures of the team. It was like one brother,
Yeah.
2 brothers on the team. So
You'd have been the
come
man.
so happened that the one of the guys at our school had known about it. Right? He goes, Moose, you'll love that school. He goes, it's beautiful. It's a serene campus. There's a duck walk in the city where everybody stops when the ducks cross the street 2 times a day, and everybody stops and watches them.
Sounds like it's right up your alley.
All right, so you're gonna tell an 18-year-old black
Yeah,
kid
get on the
that
bus.
there's a duck walk
Yeah. Moose
and
today
it's
cares about
serene? Today I'm like, oh, a duck walk?
Yeah.
I'll take some Dale bread and
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But back then I'm like, I don't care nothing about no ducks walking in the street. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like that I can say that now. Don't get me wrong, Moose has children that he tries to say, hey man, you can do this, that, and the other, and they struggle. They struggle with it. You know what I'm saying?
But see, like my story is something similar to yours because, when I was out in California, I was recruited heavily by USC. Like I still got letters by the packs when Mike Bibby, Henry Bibby was the coach.
Yeah, Henry. Yeah.
Roderick Rose had just transferred from he went to Kentucky, and he went to Fresno State for a little while, and he ended up at USC. So I'm getting all these letters and all this stuff, and I was like, the only catch was I would have to sit out a year for my grades. Sit out a year, and I'll play my junior year after a year of sitting out. So I listen to people, listen to my parents who are not athletes, none of them, you know what I mean? So I'm getting all this advice. And then Central State came up, so all the schools at the time, D2, whatever, they all NCAA. I would have to sit out a year. So my mom was like, "You're not sitting out a year," blah blah blah. Central State was like, "Hey, I can play right away." I was like, "Cool." Now, granted, like Moose said, like Central State showed me love. It
was an amazing school.
I got
and we've had pros. We had pros come out of there.
Yeah, we had pro. It was love, but it wasn't USC. It wasn't University of Southern Cal.
It was not.
That was like, and I'm not exaggerating when I say literally I got stacks and stacks. That was probably the major school that was recruiting me. Then I had some other small ones like Morehead State in Kentucky.
Yeah,
was recruiting me pretty heavy. Youngstown State, kind of sort of. I wasn't going to Youngstown. I was like going to Gary. And then I had a couple schools on the East Coast like Campbell or Niagara.
Yeah,
some schools like those, but I would have to sit out here, and I just then I went to Wisconsin Parkside. Which
he almost got hit longboarding.
And it was
he almost had half a bar
with his real camera.
When I went to Wisconsin, the school I wanted to go to, when I went there, when I found out I wasn't going to USC, I went to Wisconsin Parkside on a visit. Beautiful camp. I was like, oh man, I'd be the man up in here. Like I just knew, I felt it. It was like, we got out a year, about we get you. Nah, I ain't doing that.
Right. And you think about it, you were a junior, you could have had 2 years.
2 years. I could have been older, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I could have been older, my body could have matured more and all that kind of stuff,
Exactly.
But,
we never know.
That's your story. So, but if I'd have had somebody, like I blame my brother, I said, no, you supposed to be an athlete to mess up first and then teach me what not to do. Like, I was the first one, so it was trial and error with me all the way through. It was like, you know what I'm saying? It was so many things that, maybe I should have went to the high school I went to. I didn't want to go there because I knew I wasn't going to play. I wasn't going to get a time. So I was like, man, I'm trying to go to EC Central because I know my grandma lived over in the neighborhood, so I can use her address. I can go to Central. I know I'm going to play. I can get out of the shadow of all these other players. I was in the shadow of other guys, but I know I was better than them because when we went out, because it's funny, we had this discussion this weekend. It's like we get back with the fellas, we always go back to high school. And I was like, dude, like y'all realize I went to Metro Index camp. Metro Index was like the Nike ABCD camp back in the day. They had 400 players nationwide at this camp. I finished in the top 16 in this camp. So I'm like, no, I know I can hold my ground. I come back to work. I don't play. So I'm top 16 in the nation in this camp.
Right, but you're not playing.
But I'm at my school at home. I ain't playing.
Right.
So it's like, so it was just so much trial and error, man.
Yeah,
so.
no, it's the case, man. And you get so many guys, man, that were athletic that just don't know. And when you watch your Last Chance U run,
yeah, you get that frustration. Man.
You see the inside of how these guys are thinking.
Yes.
What's going on with
You see the
them,
parents and
kinda
they
how
get you
feel.
like, man,
Right.
the misinformation.
Well, and then my little urban educator heart says, "I want to be Miss Wagner." I think that's my next move.
Well, I want to know is how many
Yes.
guys was getting Miss Wagner.
Of course, you would think that.
She was
Run. Of course, it happened. I can assure somebody.
You think one of those big?
Of course.
They always hung out in their office.
Of course, dog.
Yeah, they
somebody
always
There
touched
was
me.
nowhere else to hang out there.
Somebody touched Miss Wagner.
She might have a golden box of gratitude.
Miss Wagner. Somebody touched the golden box of grass with Miss Wagner. Dog.
No.
She was young, single mom.
Fired up.
Fired.
Loved
I mean,
them. They loved her.
You know what I'm saying? She wasn't that much older than them. She was maybe.
She's like 40.
I said she was in her 30s. She was in her 30s.
She might have been in her late 30s though, because she had her girl was like a teenager.
No, that was like 10, like a 10-year-old.
Well, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so she was like, yeah, Miss Wagner was getting it, bruh. Somebody, but they ain't.
That's hilarious.
You know how I know, Ron? You know how I know?
How?
Because it was at my school when I went to West Hill, we had a Miss Wagner, so to speak.
Little advisor.
Not everybody's a skis like you.
Have you watched Last Chance U?
Yes, but I don't
See?
think she would do that. I'm going to live in my own world and you live in yours and they don't have to intersect.
They just weren't showing that part.
They're not showing that part, Ron.
And the cats were sneaking in her crib. And
I'm telling you, Ron, I'm telling you from experience.
And she was
They're not
the
listening.
she was the yoga instructor. in
Come
the
on,
city
man,
and
come
all
on,
that.
bro.
Yeah.
And she was good. I mean,
Hung around all them.
and then when you in
superstar
Mississippi,
athletes.
you ain't got much to look at.
Ain't nothing else happening.
Come on, bro.
Right.
And she single, like I can't find a man. Yeah, right. Because you hitting all these they come through.
And then some of them cats are 24 years old still in JUCO.
Come on, 24. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, some of these cats are old. Right?
So
They
Last
legal.
Chance U, you give it 0 stars.
Zero.
Zero
Zero
bruise.
bruise.
I mean,
It's good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would agree. I
love it.
From watching it, man, you just get that frustration. And it's like
because we were there.
It was there. We've been there.
Yeah, we were there. Hey, man, I'll tell you what, man, Headbridge Radio Show, man, there's so much going on. So on this Friday, we got Just Two coming in. That's a Hobie Love, man, and my man Dwight. And they're going to be playing some blues, man. We also got some of the comedians, man, that we got on the 28th, man, where it's the Heavy Hitters Comedy Combat. Yeah, I guess we're not doing that tonight. and then check this out, guys. Save the date. Tuesday, October 16, 2018, the 18th annual Black Male State Conference. The Black Male State Conference, and I like the hashtag just for him. Y'all in trouble.
Right.
And it's healing and inspiring men of color, man. And they got, the registration is $10 for the youth, $15 for adults. That's a good price. And the day of the conference, registration begins at 8 in the Conference Center atrium. And where is it? It's at Indiana Government Center South, 302 West Washington Street. Again, that's 302 West Washington Street. I think we should all post
You know what I like to do about this flyer is he got it from Drake to Tyrese on the pictures, but he made sure he kept
I was thinking about that.
See, all the brothers,
Every continent, man. Every continent's in there. You know they did it on purpose.
little bougie did it on purpose, huh?
They did it on purpose.
Made sure we got every shade of brother in that joint.
Every shade.
I confirm nor deny those allegations.
That's hilarious, man. By the way, the day of the conference is a little more expensive. It's $15 for youth and $25 for adult. So, hey, the Black Male State Conference, man, the 18th annual Black Male State Conference. So they're gonna. I tell you what, if you want to scoot down here real quick, hey folks, this is now we call him Little Bougie, but let's be serious for a second. This is Elijah O'Neal. What are they going to be talking about at the state conference, sir?
Well, the commission that throws it, the Indiana Commission for Social Status of Black Males, we our five focus areas are social factors, crime and justice, employment, and health, and we have topics for each one of those. And I think I can go ahead and say it, but our keynote speaker is going to be Mark Lamont Hill. If you're a fan of his, come on out, and then I think we'll have other.
Is it bad that I don't know who that is?
He's a pundit too.
He's a pundit?
Yes.
All right.
It's pundit. You see.
Now, like all the black people mad at me?
No.
Okay, cool. All right.
We got a few, and like for the
Mark Lamont Hill.
we have a few. We have the adult track and youth track. We've got some ex-athletes coming, ex-coach players coming to talk to youth, and overall, so it's a inspiring day. Like for the youth track, like they like for the athletes, you have that everybody wants to be an athlete, but there are also those people that come there to talk about the experience of being an athlete, some of the frustration, like you guys just
we talked about,
yeah, you've just talked about that. And then also, there's a lot more to that world than just being the athlete.
Right.
If you still go to law school, you can be an agent. There's so many different things. There's so many things that they could talk about. So it opens their eyes up to that. And of course, we have professionals at different levels. I'm a big STEM guy. I'm a software engineer. So
we talk about STEM. Way. You might explain what STEM stands for and what that means. We've talked about it on the show before, but refresher.
Science, technology, engineering, mathematics.
Yes.
Those are the careers where if you can't be that athlete, you can still make some nice money. And
hey, I'm gonna call you Elijah this time. I know we usually, but this is kind of serious. If you don't mind. Mr. Neal, how's that? I know that my cousin would talk about his neighborhood in New Jersey, where he lived in the neighborhood, and his neighbor was Stephen Colbert.
Okay.
And so people thought that was a big deal. Mm-hmm. But the joke that my cousin and Stephen Colbert had was that their neighbor who had the biggest house on the block was the dentist that lived in the same neighborhood as the guy that ran the airport in New York, and the guy that was on on worldwide television. The biggest house was the dentist that was not known by anyone.
Exactly.
And so you don't necessarily have to throw the perfect spiral or the fastest pitch or run the fastest 40 to be doing something you love and be in the neighborhood with everybody else.
Yeah, that's right. If you think about it, nobody fills up a stadium with 40, 50,000 people talking about drill that tooth. But that dentist can still make money, not have the pressures to come along with being that person that's being cheered for,
right.
And you still live a wonderful life.
Right. Well, I like it, man. I tell you what, I can't wait. Let me see. It's October 16th.
Yes, sir.
I feel like the seed has something going on, but if not, man, Moose is there for at least part of it for sure. And again, that's October 16th, the 18th annual Black Male State Conference at the Indiana Government Center. Do I have to wear a suit, or can I just dress like Moose dress?
Just like Moose dress. It's a
Outstanding.
Black Male Conference. You're a black male dressed like you.
Can I ask you a question? If by chance I'm not able to get off work to attend, can I sponsor someone?
Yes. Those opportunities are available if you want to sponsor youth. That's happened several times over the year. Then some people will do it as an organization. Somebody be like, hey, just pay for the next 10 kids to sign up. I got them. So, yes, those opportunities are there. As a matter of fact, there's a few groups. I think they're sending, one group is sending 10, one group is sending 20 youth.
Yeah, that's one thing I think that as black men and kids growing up, we need to see that there's more than two lanes to go in as far as entertainment and sports. They make money. I mean, not even to make money, Wajeezy, to have a good have a good life. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, we look at entertainment and athletics. Most people choose that route because we feel like that's what I can take. I can buy my mama a house. Mm-hmm. That's the kind of thing that the thought process that we have. But we don't understand that investing, being a day trader in the stock market, they make a lot of them cats, man, that do that stuff make way more money than your local office lineman.
Hedge fund.
Hedge fund guys, because they know how money works. They know the way the stock market works. Or being an engineer, like these buildings that's popping up. Yeah, when the Raiders get their stadium, guess what? Somebody got to build that.
Right.
Draw it up, draft it, come up with the materials.
You know, even the heating and cooling man makes a ton.
Makes a ton of money. Because guess what? You need AC.
Right.
You need heat.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that stuff is not.
HVAC,
That's 2 years going get a quick certificate, taking a
Right.
class, learning that, or being a home appraiser. I mean, a home.
Yes, inspector
or
or
inspector.
appraiser, either one.
I mean, you get paid $500 a lick for just going and say, okay, looking around, inspecting, make sure the house is sound for them to
Right.
buy. And guess what? Real estate is booming, so every house has to be inspected.
Well, you know what, Jeezy? I love you, by the way, so I don't want to make you sound ridiculous, but I just saw today, I was reading actually, where the trend starting like this week, so it's brand new, is some of the folks out there are saying that you should rent your home. Now, I feel kind of weird about this because somebody has to own it.
Right.
Somebody has to own it, right? But they're saying that the trend is to rent so that you don't have all the extraneous payments and upkeep and all that kind of stuff.
I disagree.
And so
or
like,
the wealth
and so,
building, or the nest egg, or having something to give your family.
See,
You get none of that.
That's silly things
So
that we've been
is
taught.
it a situation? That's my question to you guys. Is it a situation where they are trying to throw some folks off?
Yeah, because look, I'll give you an example. I'll go ahead and just tell numbers because people understand numbers. I bought my house on the east side of Indianapolis for $85,000. Stole it.
Yeah,
right?
That's a big house.
When I bought the house, it had at least $20,000 of equity, meaning the house was worth $100,000. Right now, that was probably 4 years ago. Now my house is worth $156,000, and I just refinanced and pulled out. So I'm not gonna tell you how much I pulled out, but I pulled out money to do some home improvements. So now the house is worth more than what I own. So anytime you need something, you can say, "No, what? I can pull down on my equity and use that money to get whatever you want to get, or do whatever you want to do because you have equity. Or if you decide to sell, you can use that money to put down on something else." I mean, it's wealth, like you said, wealth building. It's
You got to cut the grass now, though.
but see, and also
gotta
people
water
know
the
this.
plants.
I'll tell everybody who own a house, get you American Home Shield, because that's one thing people say. I don't want the responsibility that stuff break down. No, American Home Shield will cost you about $40 a month, $40 to $50 a month, depending on the plan you got. And what that covers is all your appliances in your house.
Is there also a deductible with that?
$75 every time you call them out. I'll give you an example. When I first got my house, when I first bought the house, the AC went out. It was like the first day I called them up. I signed up. I said, when can I make my first claim? They was like, you can do it now. Yeah, my AC is not where I hung up and called back. I was like, my AC went out. They gave me a brand new air conditioner. Since then, I have gotten a brand new furnace. I got a brand new washer and dryer, brand new refrigerator, and a brand new dishwasher, and a brand new garbage disposal. So I probably stuck in for almost $20,000.
And your premium has remained the same?
$75. No, you pay $75 every time you call. What happens is, like, say your dryer goes out, you call them. You got to pay a $75 fee for them to come out to look at it to fix it.
Right, I get that, but
That's it,
if
$75.
you've had several things
Yeah,
in
yeah.
place, they haven't raised the premium
It's not
per
insurance.
month.
But see, the thing is, not insurance. It's a warranty. It's a warranty. You buy a warranty for your appliances. Now, homeowners insurance is different. Like, yeah, once you call your roof, you know they'll fix it and then be like, yeah, we dropping you. You know, they'll do stuff like that. It'll make it hard for you because you file a claim or raise your premium up there. But this is a guarantee. You just buying a home warranty for your stuff.
I mean, you got to think about it. A lot of times, like,
People don't use it.
you know, I mean, I can tell you, man, Moose's furnace is 23 years old.
Oh,
bro.
wow.
So you're a prime candidate to sign up for it, and then as soon as something go wrong, you just call them. They come
Right.
out, they try to fix it. If they can't fix it, they replace it with a brand new one. I got that furnace was $7,000.
Right.
Brand new, heat the house warm and cozy. Brand new air conditioner. You know what I mean? And then as far as the washer and dryer, I wouldn't have bought one off. Well, hope people ain't listening. I wouldn't have bought one off or offer up that was broken. I was like, I just call it in. Okay, looked at it, was like, if we can't fix it, we give you a front loader.
Hashtag come up.
Come up, man. I mean, we black, so we gonna definitely find a way around stuff.
I tell you what, I give you 3 quick examples. House I used to lease. I know the guy bought it for $30,000. I was gonna buy it but changed my mind. He sold it for $185. 2 years later, which is 3 months ago, it sold for $215. 3 months after that, it sold for $350. House 2 doors down from me. I know the people bought it for 40 grand, probably put about 70 grand into it. It sold the beginning of the summer for $225. I noticed today it's on the market for $314. House I'm about to buy, I'm gonna get it for blah blah blah. I'm walking in with 50 grand worth of equity. That's worth cutting the grass to me. Maybe not to y'all.
Yeah, no,
Maybe not to y'all. That's worth cutting the grass to me.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. A home has maintenance, but I hate when people act like it's maintenance every day. Like, nah, man, when stuff go wrong, yeah, you gotta get it fixed. You can't just call a landlord, but that's what home warranties and other programs are in place for.
So are you telling me though that you think that the news organizations, whoever they be, are trying to set up something for some other sort of opportunity? Because I mean, it was on the national news on several channels.
Well, millennials in general are more into like renting spaces and stuff like that. But
they don't want to cut the grass.
That's silly because like.
She still buy the condo.
Imagine if you're 20 years old. We learned this in our 40s. So imagine being 20 years old and owning your first house, and you stay in that house for 20 years.
Not even 20.
You our age with a paid off house.
Right. No, not even that, because we can really, a lot of us starting our houses starting to get paid off. If you're 35 with a paid off house.
With a paid off house.
Yeah. Then
imagine your life.
Your holy life. Your whole life is different.
It's different.
Matter of fact, you have a holy life.
You have exactly. Because now the largest payment that your largest expense is your home.
Right, because at that point your car's starting to get paid off and all that stuff's starting to get paid off,
Man,
and you're not even 40 yet.
But yeah, if you had the money from it, they always pay cash for a car. But yeah, but I mean, it's just. Home ownership is the way to go. I would never tell anybody that. People go, I want the freedom of movement. Then sell it or rent it out.
Hey man, you listen to Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. We I tell you what, I don't know if you listen to us in the past, man. I know we do a lot of funny stuff, and that doesn't mean that things won't happen that are funny. However, I feel like, man, we got a lot of poignant things that we talk about as well. Do you guys?
You guys that word today, huh?
Did I use that a lot?
That's your word today. That's your word today.
I use it a lot.
Is it?
Poignant is the word of the day.
That's not.
Well, that could be.
Try to use it tomorrow.
So when I say poignant, you know, like what was that? Pee Wee Herman. When I say poignant, you go, hey.
You know what's funny? Like you have changed my vocabulary.
Well, good.
I would give you props for that because I used to say literally a lot.
Yeah, you should.
No, I haven't said it. He was like, no, that's not how you use it. I was like, no, well, I'm not gonna say it no more because I found myself that was my crutch word.
Yes.
So I stopped using it.
Well, literally, we're not gonna do that anymore. Hey, folks, listen to Heavy.
That is the correct way to use that word.
You listen to Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. And remember, like I told you guys, man, this Friday, Just Two's coming. Guy on the sax and Dwight, man, on that guitar. It's gonna be funky, man. We got the whole bottom shelf. Matter of fact, tonight's gonna be well. I was thinking, guys, I don't know if we want to maybe put people outside, have some music outside too. We could. We can have more people. Of course, that's gonna cut down some of the other opportunities we had, but that may not matter. You know what I'm saying? That may not matter. So that'd be something we can talk about here in a second.
Yes.
All right. I know we got more news.
Get into the shooting.
All right.
We still haven't talked about that?
No.
Holy smokes. So Saturday, I thought we already talked about it. Saturday night in Texas, there was...
Texas is a big state.
I'm going with it. There was...
it Houston? Was it Dallas? Was it...
How about you look it up while I give the lowdown on it?
Anyway, go.
It ain't run that news with LGZ.
I do celebrity gossip. Thank you so much.
But it's called Run That News.
All right, go.
This is part of news you can use.
Are you guys fighting?
Yes.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying, man.
How about we run that news?
See what I'm saying, man?
Why did you get all the celebrity gossip?
Women, so they do you, though. You let them in, and they just...
Me too.
They do less.
I was trying to do the story, and you kept interrupting me.
And do less.
I'm going to punch him in the throat.
What'd you say?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They want more and do less?
And do less.
Mm-hmm.
So, in Texas this weekend, you guys done?
Mm-hmm.
There was another unarmed black man shot and killed because
he was at home.
An off-duty, he was obviously...
Yeah, he was at home. My bad. Okay, go.
Okay, so there was an off-duty police officer that shot him. So her side of the story Well, I'll give you both sides. Her side of the story is, I got home from work. I went to. I can give you his family's side and his attorney's side.
If you give us this side, it's gonna be creepy.
Oh my lord!
Or impressive.
No,
Good
really.
God. Jesus, take the wheel.
Maybe she has a medium.
If
So-
you give his side of the story, I'm definitely going to check.
Actually, have
this
his. We ain't doing nothing medium. Anyway, go.
So, the off-duty police officer, she had just gotten off of her shift. She went home to what she thought was her apartment. So she lived in 1378. She was at 1478. She saw that the door was slightly ajar, and so she drew her weapon and walked in. Now, the apartment was mostly dark because it was like 10:30. So people usually like have their lights off at nighttime when they're going to bed. So she saw this large silhouette.
This is black.
She gave a
Because most silhouettes are
directive.
black.
She gave a directive. No answer. Shot him twice.
I'm in my house. There's
Immediate-
no damn
Yeah,
directive.
but no, but you got. I mean, you
I
you
wish I
would
could
say
flip this
like
table.
you would say, I'm at home. Like if somebody said, Moose, what do you put your hands up? I'm like, in my own house. You know what I mean? I'd be saying something.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, if you was in my house, it'd be, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, yeah, it'd be
So
it'd be something at the end of
she-
it called out.
she immediately called 911 and started chest compressions. So in the
Wait.
She shot
Hey,
him twice.
someone in my house, and then immediately called 911 and started chest
No,
compression.
she shot him twice.
She-
Yeah,
in this time, she must have realized it was not her apartment. So the apartment footage shows her giving chest compressions as they're wheeling him out on the gurney. So
And then she got on the phone or something. didn't
my hand is raised.
she had already called. I'm not calling on you
No,
yet
no, no,
because
no,
I'm
no,
not
no,
done.
no,
Nope.
no,
So
Wait,
this is
hold
a
on,
very
wait, one
poignant.
second.
This is a very poignant point I need to make.
All right. What'd you say?
Poignant.
Yeah!
All right, the point I need,
That made me so happy.
when you walk in your house, how long before when you walk in your house before you realize it's not your house?
In seconds.
Seconds.
Yeah, seconds.
Everybody got something in their house. You walk in, you're like, this ain't my house.
This moves. I just like to say, I can walk in my house in the pure dark
In the pure dark.
and not hear anything, and there's all kinds of stuff in the way.
Yo, how?
And I won't
how-
hear nothing.
How do you go to the wrong house? How long has she lived there?
they have not said that.
They haven't said that.
Run, can you confirm for me, did they say that she was even on the wrong floor?
She was one floor higher than she should have been. Yes.
How do you
That's
not?
my point.
How do you not know? She still want to be a murder. Like she has to go to jail for murder.
Okay, so can
No,
I
not
get
even
there?
murder. Not
Good
even
Lord,
murder.
can I get there,
All right, go ahead.
please?
Why you gotta call on him?
Call him.
Because somebody's got to help me here.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so
Yeah, you
You're getting loud. You're gonna get podcast patio.
nope, it's only 9:59. So his family and attorneys have said that obviously this is not something that a person would do. So they have taken her blood. I still haven't heard anything on
The
drug screens that they've done.
toxicology reports have not been returned yet.
So she was arrested and taken in for manslaughter.
Of course.
3 days
She
later.
had a $300,000 bond, so she has posted
She's
bond.
free.
She is out.
No, she's going to jail. She's going to jail.
They are
300,000.
trying-
300,000. What's that?
30.
30 grand she got to pay.
Yes,
She's going to
You got
jail.
equity in your home.
they have. They have said his family's attorneys have said that they are trying to get that charge upgraded to murder.
No,
The-
I thought manslaughter was bigger than murder.
First
No.
degree murder.
First degree murder is bigger than manslaughter.
The family's
You guys
attorney,
watch too much of that.
Law and order.
What I want to say HGTV. It's not
Law and
that.
order.
I
What's
do
the name
watch that
of
too,
it? What's the
but-
name of it?
Law and
ID
Order?
channel.
Yeah. What's the name
Law
of that?
and Order.
Law and Order. Okay. Yeah.
So his family's attorney has also said that the door was not ajar, which I'm not even sure why that is a question at this point. Can't you tell?
I mean, it's a door. It's not a jar.
So if the door was not
Dope.
I
slightly
wish you could see
open,
my face right now.
if the door was not slightly open, then it would have to be forced entry. And I feel like I watch enough crime television that you should know by now if the door was forced
Yeah,
entry
for injury or not. Yeah, I mean, because it would be clearly like the
She
hinges kicked it open or something
or
like that.
something.
So we are still.
I heard a
waiting,
rumor.
but
I heard a
people
rumor
are
that
outraged.
I heard a rumor that they said they might have been dating or something.
I
and
did
she
hear
was
that.
not.
Exactly.
All right, so
That's what I
somebody
was
just
wondering, too.
texted me that she was a bitter ex.
So I have heard that
That's
as
why-
well. That they dated for like 6 months.
I like to
He
say
had broken
this
up
real
with
quick.
her.
Don't date a police officer chick if you're a man. Don't date a police officer chick or a bank teller. They too much in your damn business.
Too much in your
Probably
business.
true.
You know what I mean? They too much in your business.
background and all your stuff. Yeah.
Because they say, well, if I date somebody, I'm not supposed to be. You know good and well.
You checking the
Hey Gertrude, can you check my?
Yeah.
Can you check Moose's bank account and see what he's working on? You know what I mean? Gertrude.
I punched in the number wrong.
Right. Oh, there's his stuff. I
know that name?
Somebody called me.
Yeah.
Girl, if you look at that, I ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? So, fellas, hey, this is Moose at Big House. Don't date a woman that is a bank teller or a police officer, especially one that's mad. Anything else you shouldn't date if you're a man? If you're a man, what do you think?
I mean, you the cop.
Y'all gave my government the name tonight. I can't say.
That dude totally did that on purpose, man. He saw us out here talking and did it on purpose.
The cop and the bank teller. Those are two very good points.
So, what about if you're a woman? Who should you not date? What do you think, Ryan?
The women hold the power, so it doesn't matter.
Women hold power.
The women hold the power, so it doesn't matter.
Hold power in what?
No.
And what exactly?
There's a lot more of
everything.
you all than there are of us.
Well, then maybe they shouldn't date business owners and podcasters. No.
I don't think they can.
I want to
be
run the
selective.
power of what?
Everything.
Oh, because y'all can make up stuff and get away with it?
Yep.
Ooh.
That's true. I'm glad Ron admitted it.
Done. That's what I mean. You got to get out of there on that. You got to get out of there on that, especially when they start talking like that. Like, guys, be scared.
Be
So
scared.
regardless,
Them too.
Regardless,
Is it them too?
another unarmed black man has been killed by police. So
And women hold the
But
power.
this don't really fall under that category.
no, but
Wasn't a
he
traffic
is still
stop.
a person. He is still a person.
No.
That was
no.
killed
What I'm saying.
innocently.
It's going to the kitchen while black.
What I'm saying. This is
going
not
to the kitchen while
to me. This
black.
is not that. This is two separate entities, though. This is just like we need to know more about this story. You walk up to somebody's house and start shooting. Like
There had to be
Key
something.
didn't
her
It was an
profession, I don't think it had
apartment.
nothing to do with it. I don't think her profession of being a cop.
Well, she had a weapon.
Had a weapon. So anybody that run got a weapon. So
She was in uniform.
yeah.
In full uniform too, by the way.
Yes.
She was off. But what I'm saying is like, I don't think like this is another one of those cop shot. Yeah, that's a headline, but that's not.
Another innocent person
Welcome to
lost
the
their
fake
life.
news.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's the
I'm not.
headline.
I don't want to belittle like actual people getting pulled over and getting murked by the police on the same level like somebody just walking in the house. And shooting
Another
people.
innocent person has lost their
But no
life.
one called 911. No one. He was at the crib chilling, and she walked in the crib and shot him
Twice.
twice. Like that's something different. Like she going to jail. She's going to jail. She better.
Why
go
did
to
she
jail.
feel?
Why the what?
I was gonna say why does she feel threatened, but the reason I call BS, I've heard about the place. It does look like a lot of places looks the same on every floor.
The
But
apartment
what they
complex
did-
looks like a hotel.
But 3 and 4
what
is
they
different.
did. But wait a minute, forget that. They purposely paint the hallways a different bright color so you won't walk onto the wrong floor. So like her floor was supposed to be say green, this floor was red. So when you walked into the hallway, you knew you was on the wrong floor.
You knew.
So
I
this
think
is
it's
why
one
I
of
call
those
it
apartments where you
BS.
go from outside.
You knew. Like
Like, didn't it look like that where everything's
No, I said
outside?
it looked
The
like a
hallways
hotel.
are painted a different color to keep those mistakes from happening because it is symmetrical on every floor.
I mean, but you would know.
Doom.
you know your house, man.
You know where you pushed 3 or 4 when you walked up, or if you walked up 4 flights, you know the difference.
You get 2 buttons to get off on the wrong one.
That's true. I'll give you
I
that.
did that today.
I'll give
Yeah,
you
but
that.
at some point you
But I
walk
know
in,
I'm on the wrong floor.
something has to look different. You like, well, this ain't my floor. You know what I mean? Like you know, like
The
wait a minute.
wrong color.
Now, wait, I got. All right, so I got a question for you. I got a question for you. Have you ever been in your car and like you were leaving the place, and then you just start driving and you thinking,
On
and
autopilot.
then next thing you know, not home, you may be at the last place you live. Like if you had,
Yeah, you're on
children,
autopilot.
or if you are at your job, like
Basically,
you.
within the first couple months after you move, you'll get a new job.
Yeah, you're at your other job and you're not at the job you're supposed to go to or whatever. You know that kind of thing happens. So was that a case of that?
You don't walk.
She was familiar with the area and had been there before.
That, ooh,
Is that what we're
ooh,
implying?
I like that. She been on that.
She
floor.
lived there.
No, get what he
In
said.
that apartment
She been on that
before.
floor
There
before.
before.
Well, yeah, he probably. I mean, you know, and again,
say
I'm not going to speculate. Being a positive pundit, I'm not going to speculate.
I mean, that's what we do. We speculate. Allegedly.
Hey, folks, so Heaviest Radio Show, man.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're a key, well, the door was open, so she walked in.
Right. Hey, so Jeezy,
Yes, sir.
You got to talk about where you can catch us. I know we're on Twitter at Heavy
Underscore.
Hitters.
Underscore.
And then where else, Jeezy, are we? Where can
Man,
you
if you
catch
listen
us?
to us live, man, listen to us on Spreaker.com/independent radio.
What the heck?
Or you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts. If you got an iPhone out there, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Man, we everywhere you get your podcast from, man. Check us out.
Yeah, you know what? There's one of my guys, man, Jay Scott, is on Spreaker right now, too. He's got a little show, man. I listened to it the other day. It was pretty good. So check him out, too. And then, like I said, man, we got shows coming up just, too. This Friday, September 14th, we got some comedians coming in on the 28th at 361.
Indiana.
Yeah, that's Sticks, man. That's where we're going to be. In Long Green, you got any shows coming up where people can go? Public shows, or it's all private, private fancy stuff you're doing these days?
I got a couple private gigs coming up. Have the show at the Square Cat Vinyl here on the 28th, I believe it is, of this month. Then still waiting for the location, but I'll be doing a coat drive with IMPD and Big Brothers Big Sisters of Indiana here.
Good job,
the
man.
first week of October. So definitely come out and support, and if you know folks who are in need, definitely send them our way.
Yeah, for sure. And the guys, like I told you, man, on Tuesday, October 16th. Matter of fact, for a lot of schools, they're going to be out on fall break. By the way, a lot of schools will be on fall break in October. So the 18th annual Black Male State Conference, I can tell you that Moose's 40 will sponsor 5 youth. All right.
Oh.
So Moose.
Hold on. One of our listeners. Hold on, real quick.
Gonna get 10. No.
Wait.
5 youth prepaid. What's up?
I got some breaking news, man.
Breaking news.
That's why we love our listeners, man.
Yes.
Look at this picture right here. Yo. That's the guy that got shot.
And the officer.
And the officer.
The female cop who killed this man left, and him used to date or talk. She didn't accidentally go to his apartment. Which one is she?
You just said
She's the one. Oh, she's the one on our left.
Yeah.
Probably.
That looks like the eldest C too.
What are we looking at?
So I saw that picture. I don't feel like that looks like her.
Well, she's not in uniform.
She's not in uniform, and she's obviously not. It's not a mugshot.
And he's conscious and alive.
Look at Ron defending her people.
No, I'm just saying I don't think that looks like her. I have seen that going around.
Look at Ron defending her people, yo.
You can think whatever the hell you want.
Oh, we got Ron to cuss.
God.
Boy, me and Ron, boy.
I'm all.
Hey, folks, Heavy Hitters Radio Show. Hey, so guys,
He used to beat it up. He got killed.
do you guys have any bruising reviews that you want to talk about? I know we talked briefly about.
I want to review Lambeau Field, man.
Okay.
We already
folks,
know.
it is football season, and we've talked about this a lot. So please be brief.
All right.
We've talked about this a lot.
Be brief.
It was cool. All right, next. So.
No. Lambeau, the fans of the Packer fans, man, zero bruise, man. Like I got shown
Actually,
so much love.
There was probably 50 brews, right?
Yeah, a lot of drinking.
Yes.
Lambeau Field, zero bruise. You got to go. It's an experience. The Packers themselves, fuck them.
Championship team, pineapple.
All right. Screw the Packers.
Pineapple.
I love Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry. They did admit it. He's the greatest quarterback ever.
Right now, at this point.
No,
not ever.
No, he's probably the greatest quarterback ever.
He's not. He's
Ever.
not the greatest quarterback ever. Are you kidding me?
Let's not bring up. No, I'm talking about the plan.
He's not even the greatest Packer.
No,
quarterback.
He's better than
ever.
Brett Favre.
He's not better than
Yes,
Brett
he
Favre.
is. He's better than Brett Favre. What I'm saying, I'm not talking about championships because I hate when people say
Absolutely
in football titles mean it because there's 11 guys.
No,
That has there's a lot of guys that
Team
has a lot
that's
to
gonna
go
do it,
into that. So
because Gale Sayers was a great Bear who never won a championship.
they won a championship. See, I don't
Dick
believe
Buckus was a great
Dan
Bear.
Marino. Dick Buckus never made the playoffs, bro.
Right.
So
And they were together.
there was, you know what I mean. So like what I saw in it, like to see it live and in person, like to see the way he just picked apart. He can't make the second half is just amazing.
He's not. I mean,
I know you don't say Peyton.
He's a great player.
I mean, you have an affinity for Peyton. I understand that.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, you have an affinity for Peyton. It's cool.
I'm just saying, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is a beast.
Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he's in the top 10
Yeah.
of greatest
Let's move on.
players.
Let's move on. That's the quarterback. Then we talking about players holding the argument.
Greatest quarterbacks. He
12.
I don't think he's in it.
12.
Maybe 12,
11,
15.
Y'all crazy. Aaron
I'm
Rodgers
just saying.
is. Aaron Rodgers is. And I hate the Packers. Aaron Rodgers, man.
Hey, folks.
Tip
So,
my hat to him.
so, by the way, this
Zero
conversation
rules.
leads us to the fact that,
crazy.
right. For stats alone.
Yeah, that's like Indiana. I get you out the Indiana.
Hey, so
I
anyway,
can't stand nothing. Got to do.
anyway, man, the NFL started.
So you know,
The season's
how
in
bad
full
that hurt to
swing,
say.
and we are. This will be our second week coming up in
Second week of
Enjoy the
fantasy
regular
football.
NFL football. John Gruden got a loss.
I'm happy.
What's his name? What's Mac's first name?
Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack gets traded, signs the biggest contract ever, and then shows that he's
Worth
that he's
every penny.
that he's worth every penny that he
That'd be
got.
incredible to see that live, man.
Dog.
He went off.
He went all.
He don't know the scheme and was on a pitch count.
Right,
Yeah.
he was all over the place.
He was tired.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh, at the end of it, yeah, he was
he
dead.
was
He was
tired.
done.
I mean, what's crazy is we picked up Roquan Smith, the linebacker we got from Georgia.
And he did well too.
He did well, but he's small. Khalil Mack looked like Urlacher. He looked like, I mean, he's
Just
big.
big dude,
And you
yeah.
see like 52 is like this big, and 58 is like his pads are like.
He's a rookie too, though.
He's a
It's
rookie,
different. That's
but
different.
just to see the size different, like
Yeah, that's
holy,
different.
Khalil Mack is a man out there. Von Miller
wait,
type.
I want to say this, by the way. Von Miller had a heck of a
Dude,
game.
what?
Von Miller had a heck of a game. But here, I want to say something. Dorsett. What's Dorsett's first name?
Tony.
Philip Dorsett.
Oh, yeah,
I'm sick of you. You came here and didn't do nothing. You go out there to the Patriots and get like 66 yards. That's the most yards he had all last year. He got in one game this
But
season.
he played for them last year, and he didn't do much for them last year.
Forget
so
him. Forget him.
I'm
sick
okay
of
with
him.
that.
I'm sick of him. So yeah,
Brissett is still good.
and Patrick Mahomes, man. Hey, shout out to you, man. You had a heck of a game. You had a heck of a game. And so there was many players, man, out there. And guess what, guys? The Browns didn't lose.
Right.
The Browns didn't lose week one. Now they didn't win.
Real quick, to everybody mad at Le'Veon Bell because he holding out and they're saying he ain't for his team,
He's
whatever.
in trouble.
Look at what they did to that. To me, Pittsburgh showed he had proof why he ain't playing. That rookie running back got 30 carries. 30. Like Le'Veon, like, nah, dude, y'all not gonna give me 400 touches and I can't get paid next year, man. So everybody talking about
He's gonna get paid 14. He's gonna make $800,000 a game.
okay. So you're saying 14 million? Everybody's saying he turned out 14 million. Well, it's hard to say that when you got Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley making 25 million. The old boy from Kansas City making 25 million. So you see all these guys making 25 million.
How
and
much weed did Todd Gurley? It does matter.
It don't matter, dude. Like,
how much weed did Todd?
Know your worth.
How many
Times?
You can keep cutting me off, but how many times did those guys get suspended?
It don't matter.
We got to keep on suspending,
Don't matter.
keep on suspending.
Don't matter. Know your worth.
He's worth $14 million.
So what does Ben Roethlisberger? What does Ben Roethlisberger? He rape and all that kind of stuff, but we pay him.
Yeah, you know what? And
See,
guess
but what's your point? I mean,
you didn't even. You said you asked me a question.
Okay.
You said, "What's your point?"
Because you
Without
about
me
to-
even answering.
because you about to say something.
Without me even
you about to say
answering.
he's a quarterback or something ridiculous.
Nope, not even that fact. He's a quarterback. You know what? These guys get a chance. Unfortunately, they all get a chance.
But
Right?
Ben when he was younger, was in all kind of trouble.
So Roethlisberger got a chance, and then he didn't do it anymore.
Dude, he
But
fell off a motorcycle,
but for
like, all kind of stuff he did.
Falling off a motorcycle is not illegal.
No, in your contract, you're not supposed.
Falling off
in your
a motorcycle is not
Moose, in your
illegal.
Jay Williams.
Moose, in your contract, they say you cannot.
You silly.
In your
Falling
contract,
off a motorcycle is not illegal.
it's not illegal, but in your contract, it says
your contract.
it voids your contract.
Jay Williams.
Are we talking about smoking dope? That's at
Oh,
the
we talking about
time.
rape?
At the time, yes.
Misdemeanor felony.
I already said he
Both
messed
back.
up. He messed up, and he got a chance to come back. Le'Veon Bell messed up 4 times, and they keep bringing him back. You ain't worth the big money anymore.
No, to me, he worth the big money. Know your worth,
You
man.
kidding me?
Know your worth.
I let him go. At this point, guess what?
Let him
Connor?
go. Then
Connor,
that's what he want.
Come on,
Cut
in,
him.
Connor.
Cut him. That's what he want. Cut.
Come on in.
Guess what? They'll be
He got a raise.
they'll cut him, and then there'll be like 30 teams in line to sign him to give him the money he want. Cut him. That's what he want. I
Yeah.
wish he would cut him, dog. Man, know your worth, man. Running backs get holes,
Well,
man.
then guess what? I just hold on to him then because if they hold on to him to week 10.
No, he'll be back by week 10.
They
He'll
hold
play.
him with week 10. He'll still make
Start over.
14. You know,
He won't make 14. He'll make like he'll lose.
No,
make like
he'll
7.
make if you come back by week 10, you make the same money.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do. You make the same money.
He lost.
Week 10, you make the same money. Week 11, you do not.
No, if
he
he
comes back by
it's
week
prorated.
10.
It's
No,
prorated.
week 10, you make the
he's
same
losing,
money.
You get paid for the games you play. So he's missing. He's losing money every game.
Listen
so
to what I'm telling
He'll get paid for
if
the
you
last
come back
7
by
games.
if you come back by week 10, you still get paid a full season.
No, they won't
salary.
pay. Yo, you missed.
I'm telling you, that's what's. I read it. I checked
No,
it
no,
out.
you just
Look
wrong.
it up. You got the phone. We on our phone. Look it up.
I'll take this shit. I ain't FaceTime to that.
I'm just telling you
You're
that
wrong.
if you come back by week 10, you make the same money.
No, you don't.
If you come back week 11, then you do not.
Well, I think you misinterpreted.
I didn't.
The way it works is week 10. If he sits out the whole season, then basically it starts over again. If he comes by week 10, if he reports week 10, that counts as a full season. So therefore, he can leave. Like he'll have what they call basically time served. So his season will count. This season will count.
And
if
the
he
money's
come,
the same,
If he
by
come
the way.
back week 11, then the Steelers own his rights for next year. If he come back week 10, they don't own his rights.
We're
for next
talking
year.
about two different things.
But his
if he
money,
comes back by
he's
week
losing
10,
$800,000 a game. Every game he don't play, that's $800,000 he's not getting.
That's a good problem to have, though.
So then when
Yeah,
he show
so-
week when he show up week 10, he'll make his $800,000 a game because they get game checks.
to me that's crazy.
I'm sitting down, dog. Yeah, I gotta
We're gonna be on. We're gonna be on Google. When they show sticks, like in about 5 years, we're gonna be on Google.
Yep. Hanging out outside.
We're gonna be on the corner. All right, folks. The Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. Man, we have talked about Serena. We talked about the NFL. We talked about the fact that old boy was probably dating that officer in Texas who shot him up. Man, we had some Run That News. And we did not talk about the Kardashians. Are you guys happy about that?
Mm-hmm.
But she did have some very poignant information. Hey! She did have some very poignant information. Oh, hey! Say it again. On it because that word is our word of the day. You guys proud of me? Hey, I tell you what, man. Now you got to remember, and Jeezy, not Jeezy, sorry, but Long Green.
Yo.
You want to talk about what's significant about today being September 11th? You have anything you want to say about that?
Yeah, man. Definitely a day that we take the time out to remember those folks who were lost when the planes went into the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, and also in Pennsylvania, I believe it was. Yeah, man, it's one of those things, man. You never forget where you were at and what was going on when it was happening.
Hey, real quick. So I at the time, I was working in a residential facility for children with intellectual disabilities, autism, and behavior problems. And I remember that we always had the news on in the morning while kids were getting ready for school and whatnot. And then that happened, and everybody was just glued to the television. And then all of a sudden, you had these kids, with these emotional disabilities, man, start crying, start tripping. Start thinking that the world was coming to an end, all just like way over the top type stuff. We had to shut the televisions down.
Wow.
So everybody working there couldn't watch it the rest of the day, like some folks did. So we had to turn it down because we couldn't let the kids watch it. Did anybody else have any place or any thoughts
What
about
was
where
crazy
they were?
is my story. I had just got off work. I was working at the Greene County Juvenile Detention Center. I was working nights. I just got home, and I was laying on the couch, taking a nap, and then the girl I was in at the time, I was at Central State, all I heard was, "We're under attack!" screaming out of the back. I jump up like, what's going on? So I jump, cut the TV on, and by then the first tower was hit, and we watching it on TV like this is like surreal, just watching it. And then as we watching the second one, allegedly plane with whatever it was, flew into the building, the explosion hit, and we like, what? So immediately, I don't know why the first thought was get gas. I don't know why everybody was like, I need to get gas. I remember the lines for the gas station.
Yep.
Gas, they saw a gouge. It was like $8 for a gallon of gas. It was crazy, man. It was just total chaos.
I mean, I think anytime those things happen, it's like a French toast emergency at that point. You gotta get eggs. You gotta get eggs,
Bread,
milk, and bread. Anybody else ever thought about what they were doing on that
Yeah,
day?
so I was in Mr. Sutton's social studies classroom. We were taking I-STEP. I was in 7th grade. We were taking I-STEP, and so we stopped everything and we watched it all happen. Yep, welcome to my world.
Just see his face.
But as a side note for today, I don't know how I missed this like 6 years ago when it came out, but there is a really great documentary that ESPN did called The Man with the Red Bandana. So if you haven't seen it, take 13 minutes of your day
About Birdman
and
or
watch it.
Suge Knight?
It's about Wells and how he saved all sorts of people in the South Tower. It's a really good documentary. You should watch it. The Man with the Red Bandana.
Or Loose Change. What happened?
All right, so
you watch Loose Change documentary?
No.
yeah, please do.
No, I'm just gonna say how I remember. It's a left turn. I'll never forget. I'm on my way to work, and at the time I was listening to the Man Cow show. And on that day, they had set up this joke. It's like, we're gonna make up a rumor on next Tuesday, so the people that listen to the second half of the show can start a rumor, and the people that live in the early part of the show will be fooled by it the next day. This just so happens to be the day.
Oh, wow.
This just so happens to be the day. I'm driving, on the highway, and I was like, and all of a sudden it was like, oh my God, a plane hit the tower. I was like, okay, the joke starting. And then, I'm driving, sitting in Chicago traffic. Next thing comes up, and then it's like, oh my God, another plane has hit the tower. I'm like, this is the worst joke ever. So I'm driving, and I get off the highway, and I'm making this left turn. Something says, change the channel. Flicking. No, go to NPR. Boom. It's all over NPR. As I'm making this left turn, oh snap, this is real. Go park the car, go to the office, immediately run downstairs to the gym. That's where the TV was. Everybody's just standing there in silence, staring at the TV.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's what I said. I always remember it's a left turn. I'll never forget.
Man,
I just remember being at work, and the TVs were on, of course, and everybody's checking out what's going on. And this was around the time where the ticker became pretty popular at the bottom of the screen, and so there were different events being canceled around the city and around the state. And I'll never forget, there was this sister, this black woman I worked with named April. She was young and a little bit tacky. However, something flashed across the ticker, and she says, "Oh my God, the Jimmy Buffett concert has been canceled."
Wow.
The Jimmy Buffet.
She broke the tension for that day, though. Thank you, April.
She for sure broke
Thank
the
you.
tension.
For sure.
April, we appreciate you.
The Jimmy Buffet.
Yes. Hey man, so I tell you what, I know we joke, and a lot of times our show is in jest, but there was a lot of people that day that lost their lives. Helping,
a lot of people still impacted by it.
And there's a lot of people still sick, and different things are going on with them, man. So we definitely, the Heavy Hitters Radio Show has much respect for them. The people that helped, and the people that lost their lives, and the families that were changed forever because of that day. And it's Moose, aka Big House, man. I'm the host of the show, man. We got the star of your show, A. Jeezy, man. The other smooth voice, DJ Longgreen, man.
Yes.
The woman of the house, Run. EMC. And man, our special, extra special guest, man, Little Bougie. and on a serious note, Mr. Neil, man, who's hosting, who's one of the men that's going to have the Black Male State Conference, man. Hey, for Heavy Hitters Radio Show, remember, we are where you are.
So get comfortable.
Come on in.
Yeah, man.
Your mouth. And on the way out, man, I just want to say R.I.P. Mac Miller. Certainly another tragic loss of a musician at a too early age. And being that there's been so much conversation about Nike, he had a great song on his first album, Kids, Nike's on My Feet. So if I can just play it for a minute on the way out.
And the Nikes on my feet keep my cipher complete. Nikes and the Nikes on my feet keep my cipher complete. Nikes on my feet keep my cipher complete.
Hey, lace 'em up, lace 'em up, lace 'em up, lace 'em. Blue suede shoes stay crispy like bacon. Nikes on my feet make my cipher complete. I stay shining like the lights on the street in the night. Revis take me shopping when I'm up in New York. Hit the shoe store, go and cop a few more. You at the mall getting dinner at the food court. I'm in LA eating 22 course. Young boss, bitch, paper in my pockets. I got a closet filled with shoe boxes. Mom said my spending habit a little bit obnoxious, but a pilot stay fresh up in his cockpit. Used to rock hand-me-downs, now, buy some clothes, wear them out. Hit the club, bitches pull their cameras out. Living in a dream, they beginning to believe. My hotel smell like cigarettes and weed. Shit, with what I'm spitting, they should give me a degree. Good liquor, what I'm sipping isn't cheap. Finna blow, don't snooze, don't sleep. All I really need is some shoes on my feet.
And the Nikes on my feet keep my cipher complete. Nikes. And the Nikes on my feet keep my cipher complete. Nikes.
I make them so mad, they got no swag. Pippins on my feet, they the throw.
Hip Hitters Radio Show, man. Peep us on Friday, man. Then next Tuesday. Peace.